was a time I used to know. I lost my bearings long ago. And all this time, well, it's my imagination, my fading inspiration that dances in my mind. And it's a crime that my imagination, my own interpretation, should lead me down this road, and I know where to go. To find my travels as you can.
Define those travels as you can. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Gogletites, Goglings, Gogorifics. Hope everyone is doing well. Good to see you all today on a Tuesday, July 25th. It's about 5 minutes after 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and I hope everyone is doing well out there and is looking forward to some fun times with Torment as we continue our playthrough. This is episode 87 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron. This is a show that focuses on story and narrative in games, and for the last couple of months, actually, about 6 weeks or 7 weeks at least, I guess, we have been focusing on Torment, which is a very story-rich narrative game, and there's a lot going on there. Oh my god! Hello to everybody. Hello to all the peoples. Hello to Christensen. What's up, Inquisitor? Hey, Echo Alpha. Torment Tuesday, Fictional, Webcam, Glasswearing Man, Endless Carters, Travels, Dungeon Master, and Storyteller is Infinity Beyond on Friday, then some. Join him tonight as we continue on the Torment adventure that the tides of Numenera for the comforts of his own home. Come take a seat and prepare to be amazed like children. He's a proper storyteller, this man. What's most amazing about that from Echo Alpha is that literally Echo Alpha just wrote that just now. So you all think that it was just like a different thing, but he actually Echo Alpha just wrote this just this second. I'm just kidding. But thank you very much, Echo Alpha. Very kind of you. And it's good to see everybody here, and I hope everyone is doing well. And looking forward to the show today as we continue, as I said, with Torment Tides of Numenera. Before we do that, just a couple of quick reminders. First of all, a quick reminder about what's going on with this channel. Please make sure to follow the stream. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow the channel. Also follow make sure to sub to the channel because you can get a lot of cool sub emotes and things like that. And please also make sure. Okay, just call you by nickname X5. That sounds good. Also, make sure to sub to the channel, and please, if you haven't done so already, consider following us and checking our channels out individually as well. We have our own cool individual programs. A lot of us are affiliates now, so we have sub emotes, and we have Patreon, some of us, and stuff like that. So please check us out. And also, I wanted to put this down just because I was excited because we just got this in. I just got my affiliate emotes approved. So they look like this. That is the $4.99 one. That's the one for $9.99, and this is the Crazy Go Nuts $24.99 one of Gold So Good. Those were done by my mod and graphic designer guy Kilobyte, who did a great job with those. So I was super excited because those just got approved a couple of days ago. So I'm super pumped about it. I'm like, wow, these are global. I have a global emote. It's very exciting. I'm finally a real boy. But anyway, very exciting. So definitely check out our own individual channels. And of course, most importantly, check out this channel because this is what brings us all together, all of you lovely people here in Gogland. But in the meantime, I'm going to go back to Torment, continuing my playthrough. One quick scheduling note. Next week, Tuesday of next week, we will be continuing Dungeons & Dragons with the D&D GOG team. I'll be playing D&D on my channel on Saturday with my flagship campaign, the Infinity and Beyond crew. But on Tuesday, I'm going to be playing with the GOG team, playing Storm King's Thunder. And you guys may remember that when we last left our heroes, Screaming Joypad, who is playing, of course, the Orc Barbarian Urash, is running after, with his axe held high, this guy who basically tried to do all this stuff to him, and he's like running after this giant basically because he's crazy go nuts. So if you want to see more of that excitement and find out what happens to Mike, you should definitely tune in next week. But for right now, it is time to move over to that. So let me just get rid of this, and let me turn on that. So hello everyone, good to see you all. Today I am hoping this will help me. I know that you're not actually rolling dice in the game, but hopefully it's behind there. I've got my They Call Me Dice Whisperer shirt on today. I've got my Dice Whisperer shirt, so hopefully that will serve me in good stead if I have to make behind the scenes, dice rolls, that kind of thing. So we'll see if that actually works. Thank you for the follow on my own channel, Taboko. And with that said, let us head over, without any further ado, to Torment and see how we can do. And we actually have made some serious progress here. We're now down in the bloom, and we are trying to proceed from having gotten down in the bloom. And in fact, I need to remember what I'm doing. Let's see. So I've got Find and Maw that leads to the trade post. Okay, trade post is probably still intact. I have to open various maws, hope that one of them leads to the trade post. Great. I have to help Tibir find Ovinia, who is somewhere in Little Nihilish. I have a lot of side quests in Little Nihilish, as I remember. Thanks. I'm nuts to be at you. Hey, what's up, Coyote? Keep an eye out for job opportunities. Cody, sober and healthy young man, doesn't have any skills besides stealing. So that's possible. Preservation of beauty. Find and recruit attractive people for the Cantid's Utopian Society. No. Rumblings of discontent. Find the missing patrols. Vast interior of the surrounding slums. So I got to look for patrols. And find the thugs who've been hunting Kian, and they're also hiding in the slum of Little Nihilish. So I need to go chat with these people. So let us head across here.
On it.
Brain. Is that a maw? A blister of fresh protrudes from the ground, an irritated, angry pustule. It's almost entirely opaque, but you see the faintest hints of movement within. You study the movement within the cyst more closely. As if in response to your curiosity, the shadow of a hand claws at the interior and vanishes. Someone or something is trapped inside the cyst. Okay. You feel something pressing against your mind, a sharp presence like the thought of pain, thrusting its experiences into your imagination. Or that one. Yeah, exactly, Duscalte. What's up? As your fingers brush the flesh of the cyst, the memories come pouring in, flooding your thoughts with emotions of lives you have never lived, stories from countless lives lost in the bloom. You reach out for a random memory in this swirling maelstrom, and its particulars become immediately, shockingly clear. Please, you whisper, hands raised. Clean white dust, untouched by the taint of the bloom, cakes your slender fingers. I worked for years on this sculpture. I've molded it with beams and chisels and with my bare hands when my tools ran dry. This is the only thing in my life that has meaning. Something in the stone is calling to me. It needs to be given shape. I know that, says the man who used to be your friend. I've seen what it's done to you. He holds a large hammer in his hands. His fists are shaking. You've changed. Ever since you brought this hunk of rock back from that other world, you've changed. It's not art that compels you. There's life already in that thing, and it's using you to get out. I'm here to stop it. If my behavior is that changed, I'll step aside. His shock is apparent, but he hides it quickly. He steps between you and the carved stone and swings his hammer. On the first strike, you swear you can hear a high-pitched shriek, but tell yourself this is just the rock cracking. Another blow and another, and chips scatter in a spray of red and white. The sheik is subsided, but your mind is filled with a low and pained moan. He holds the hammer aloft for a final blow and brings it down with all his strength. Your statue explodes and its pieces crumble. He stands and moves to the side, and for a moment you see a pool of blood amidst the shattered pieces. The memory fades. You wake from the vision, your body shaking involuntarily from the experience. A brief moment later, and you are reoriented in your own flesh. You find yourself once again standing before the massive cyst in the bloom. You kept your host safe, but you sense that wasn't what was needed here. This vision and the others contained within the cyst fibers are a lock of sorts. To open it, you will need to suffer. You will need to become prey. Oh, Jesus. All right. Steel yourself for another memory of pain and reach out to touch the cyst again. Again, the unbidden memories spring into your mind, and you lose yourself among them until you reach out and seize one. A world of senses explodes into your mind. You know instantly that you are in an abandoned cavity deep in the bloom. You hear moisture beating on the threaded veins over your head and the chittering of other creatures that share this place with you. Your sight is limited and blurry, but a profusion of colors explodes across your vision, and you associate each with a smell. And the smell, it's a warring kaleidoscope of rich inputs that instantly categorize themselves in your mind. Food, fetid warmth, family, and shelter lie ahead beneath the base of a thick, outflung tentacle. It is a burrow opening, just the right size for your tiny body. The globules of bloom flesh in your cheeks will sustain your brood for days. But then the wind shifts and a sharp scent freezes you in your step. Fear suffuses your mind, and you realize that death is at your heels. All right, well, it says I need pain, so... The creature is vaguely feline, enormously tall to your newly tiny form, and thickly muscled. Its purple stripes and rigid frills along its flanks. Killing incisors, each almost as large as you, fill its cavernous mouth, and its powerful claws can smash you flat. It sees you and lunges. Stand your ground to protect your family. You turn and rear, filling yourself with air to make yourself seem larger. The beast lunges at you, and one of its paws smashes down upon your spine, snapping in an instant. That enormous mouth closes on you, and a mighty tooth pierces your side. The creature tears savagely at you, and then, apparently not liking the taste, spits you out. It snarls, baffled, and pads back into the dripping darkness of the bloom. Gasping, you drag your barely functioning body toward the burrow, but your limbs go numb and stop moving. The world blurs around you. Aching with unbearable loneliness, you welcome the sweet release of death. You return to your own mind with the death of your host, knowing that what you saw, what you felt, was true. The life you lived was full, rich, and ended here in the bloom. Your host's remaining moments were saturated with pain. Your muscles still twitch with the memory of agony, and your suffering bleeds into the cyst, loosening its fleshy fibers. It appears that the bloom has sealed something within this cyst, and your agony is the key that will set it loose. Good God. Okay. Gaze through the faint shimmer and ripple of the force field down the silent red-veined tunnel into the pulsating black. It looks empty. You know it is now. You feel the eyes on you. The hungry eyes. Hungry eyes. No, not those hungry eyes. But you feel no fear. You feel emptiness within you under a scab that you want to pick. Okay. You remember her laughing face. You remember her closing her eyes, the tentacles of her hair writhing around the back of your head, pulling you in for a kiss. You remember her delighted laughter when you told her you'd found a lost settlement at the end of a quiet tunnel in the bloom, untouched by scavengers, a fortune lying on shelves and in neat crates. You remember leading her by the hand. The pain rises. Your hand strokes the force field's controls. Oh, thank you, Happy Moment. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Actually, I have to say that I am one of the many hosts that we have here on GOG.com. I am not the living avatar of GOG.com. Actually, the person before me, Outstar Walker, who's the head of our team, is probably closer to that than I am. But I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. And hopefully you'll stick around. Thanks for the compliment. Keep digging through the memory. You don't want to remember. You don't. But you go deeper anyway. You'd installed the shield to protect your find from other explorers. But when you fled the ruins and the shrieking things beneath, it was the shield that saved you. You, and not her. You saw them fall on her 10 steps from safety. Pale claws, blood-painted. Screams from beneath the seething pile. So much blood, and she never stopped screaming. Finally, you raised the shield, and only then did silence fall. You look at your hand hovering over the shield controls. For all you know, she could still be screaming down there in the ruins. And it's your fault. The life you were going to build together is gone. Erased. You just have one more thing to do. Let's join her. Your hand slides across the control and you deactivate the screens. Silence follows. She is not still screaming. You feel a moment's relief. The countless nightmares lied to you after all. You take a single step into the dark. Another. And then they swarm up the tunnel and fall on you, biting and clawing and chewing and shrieking. After endless, endless agony, blackness claims you. Yeesh. Consciousness calls you back to its arms, and you find yourself aching emotionally and physically from these experiences. Your muscles throb and pulse with the residue of the fight or flight response, and the cyst again responds to your pain. Its fibers loosen further. Good God, man. All right. After what seems like hours of flight, you think you may have found a way to elude the older girls. You've swallowed your pride and buried yourself in the mounded refuse of little Nihilish, the smell of rotting food and putrid meat filling your nose. Better this than to suffer the abuse they're likely to hand out. Buried as you are, you can only hear them as they approach. "Where did that little rhubarb go?" demands one. She's standing right in front of you and she's breathing hard. From the rage in her voice, you know that the beating will be a savage one. At least 4 of them are looking for you. But you know, deep down, that if you don't stand up to them at some point, this will just keep happening. Let me attack. You try to burst from the refuse, imagining a dramatic entrance that will leave them stunned for a moment as you wreak your vengeance on their ringleader. What happens instead is that as you draw yourself in to leap at them, they see the movement in the pile and they're all ready for you, even if you hadn't slipped on the moldering food. Your dramatic leap looks more like an accidental fall into your tormentor's arms. You're slicked with grease and rotten food and they have a hard time holding you. For one moment, you have a chance to break free and run. Or you can stand and fight and show them that you're not scared of them. Savage beating sounds like Outstar. That is a vicious lie, Haggis. In no way is it the case that Outstar routinely subjects us to ritual beatings. There is always, always a whip involved. Let's be clear. You lash out, and your fist actually connects with the ringleader's face, rocking her head back. The blood that spills from her nose is dark and hot, but the rage in her eyes is cold and dead. She thrusts you back into the garbage, and as you struggle to regain your feet, one of her allies, a girl with snakes for fingers, sees that hate and tries to pull her friend back. Please, Miracle, not for this one. Oh, yes. Yes, for this one. And if you don't help, you're next. The four of them get to work. An eternity later, they stop. They spit on you as they leave. You try to move, but a sharp and grinding pain in your leg shrills agony into your mind. Your eyes have swollen shut, your teeth are broken, and your shattered fingers are incapable of even the barest movement. Darkness closes over you. God, this is dark! The ache in your heart has become familiar, even as the sorrow and heartbreak seem new and fresh each time. Different facets of the same emotion, each refracted through a new experience. The cyst fibers twitch again, loosening one final time, revealing a frail, angular creature trapped inside. It bursts out of the cyst, leaving a glittering object behind in its haste to escape. That thing just leaped to its death? What? Did you seriously just break out of that husk just so you could throw yourself to your death? Something catches your eye. It's a piece of sharp metal that protrudes from just underneath a fold of decaying bloom flesh. You cannot begin to guess at its function, but it's small and easy to carry. You slip it into your pouch. Looks like it's an item, which could be something pretty awesome.
I'll remember that.
The creature within the cyst. I know, right? Plus Spike said, thanks for nothing. Goodbye. Woo! I regret nothing. The creature within the cyst was an abacos, a being that feeds on transdimensional energies. Assuming that it was in the cyst for any length of time, it must have been surviving by draining energy from the object you just found. A closer examination of the object should tell you more. Okay. Made of azure steel, resembles the hilt of a small knife, but the blade is missing.
Making a note.
The device is made of azure steel, happens to be inert and has no obvious function. A stylized name is inscribed into the steel, Ioksu. Behind a strong glass plate, you find a compartment that contains an old depleted power core. It's blackened and drained, so you toss it aside. You could place another power source inside the compartment, but it may require a particular type of energy. Based on your understanding of the technology, it seems as though the device would require a transdimensional power source, something that harnesses the energy of singularities or parallel universes. Well, I mean, listen, I'm just like, they're like batteries, right? Like, I'm just falling over transdimensional power sources. You know? Okay, this ghost thing. What's up, Walks Without Fear? At first, if you're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you, a semi-transparent man shuffles and struts before you, his body fading into and out of incorporeality. His once fine clothes have rotted away, his long beard looks to be host to any number of small vermin, and his eye sockets are disturbingly empty. Can it be? No, he couldn't have survived. Somehow the man hones in directly on your face, and you have the unnerving feeling that he can see more than what's on the surface. The staring sockets are deep and cavernous, as if they contain depths and spaces beyond the confines of his skull. He says nothing to you. Matkina, who is this man? This is the old Memovira. Don't you see? This man knows all the secrets of the bloom. He was tied to it, bonded to it. I worked for him for years alongside that bitch who occupies the position now. When he disappeared, she threw me out. I looked for him for a long time. Sir? Sir, it's Matkina. You called me the White Death, remember? I need ghost voice. I think I remember. But memories are lost in the telling. Better to tell it now and have the story remembered. You say I am the old Memovira, so we must speak of the new to understand my tale. That face so familiar. Memovira. Yes, and she my white death. I remember. The new Memovira. Pah! What has she done worth mentioning? Who trembles at her voice? Tell me, who fears her steps? Who among her people wouldn't slip a blade into her back? Oh, she did for me, it's true, her and her coterie, but I had loyal retainers to the end. Loyalty and fear like a fist. She may have taken my place, but she'll never match my rule. If the bloom hadn't turned against me after my decade in power, I'd be there still. But she dragged me to the heart of the beast and let it sift through my mind, fed it all my crimes, and then she left me there. Ask her questions of me, while the fragments of memory still linger. Ask now and make the questions count. How did the new Memovira unseat you? She knew the bloom was angry with me. She told me she'd been below and had seen something that she thought might explain why I lost my bond. I didn't know she'd hidden her killers around the bloom, or that she was the one who'd ruined shipments or driven off the citizens. She'd put her muscle into play, and I never even saw it. She took me to the heart of the bloom. When you went down, her thugs moved in. They killed everyone in the fortress who had sworn for you. They hunted us down in the belly of the bloom. They cast us through maws under unfamiliar suns. I fled into the city with a few of your lieutenants, and we had to kill some of our friends to get through the gates. And once we'd settled in up there, she started hunting us in the city, too. She cast aside years of tradition to hunt me. I'd have sworn loyalty when you died. Nothing you could have done. Nothing. She was bold and fast. All right, I'm trying to ask questions, just in case what he's saying is true and you only have a limited amount of questions, I'm trying to ask ones that seem most important to our current situation. So, what happened in the heart of the bloom? She brought me through a new maw, an entry to the heart I'd never seen. It was then that I knew what she intended, and we fought. But she was fast and strong, and I was old and drunk. She didn't kill me, though, oh no. She wanted me to suffer for the crime of raising her up. She bound me there, and she stood above me and reveled in my pain as the bloom sucked away everything that I was. I'll say this for her. She was better at malice than ever I was. Such excruciating pain. But that memory slips as well. Thank the gods. Heart of the bloom, cousin to fruit of the loom, yeah. This is all really an elaborate underwear commercial. Tell me about your reign as the Memovira. I lived with my knife in my hand. I never lost my love for its kiss. I took what I wanted and I shared with the best of my crew. But I had laws, mind you. Laws and structures that kept the merchants pouring through the bloom. No sense in scaring off the easy meat. No need to be greedy. They said I was weak, but that was because they didn't know how strong I truly was. And that's why the bitch came for me. Too grasping she was. Do you recall when we came down on the Repcod and their trade-in scent stealers? You plugged their leader into his own machine and the feedback melted his eyes, and then the rest of them, you said something to the bloom and the floor wrapped around their ankles, and you had us go back to feed them for years until their legs atrophied away. Metkaina, my white death, is that you? I do remember that. I remember that. You were magnificent that day. Quick, ask another question. What do you think of the new Memovira? The memories slip, lights skittering down a tunnel. As I grab at them, they go. No, stop them, they're me. I know his pain. I know. Who are you? I do not know. I have language, and I have the memory of muscles, but I do not remember how I came by these... Whoops. Ghost voice. Oh yeah, Mr. Steelrose? Came by these truths. What I remember is waking in the depths of the bloom. I remember walking. I remember years of darkness before I emerged into the upper reaches at last. The bloom took something. Took me, but gave me peace in its place. What happened to you? The bloom took my old life from me. I woke in its beating heart and gestated there while it digested my memories. I remember being terrified, but I do not remember what terrified means. I had a name. I had a body. I had emotion and a life outside of this form. But I do not remember any of those things now. I do not remember fear. I am reborn in a new life. I am free. I'm glad I asked him those other questions first. What are you doing here? I walk through this larger part of me and let it guide my steps. The weapons of humans mean nothing to this shape, and the paths of the bloom open for me. I am a part of the bloom. It is a part of me. I have been to places others have never seen, and I have seen worlds that lie waiting beyond the moss. You came from the depths of the bloom? What did you see down there? If I speak of them, the memories disappear from me forever. Yet thoughts themselves are ephemera, like our lives. Gone, and only those we choose to share have any hope of continuation. But even that memory is vanity. In a generation, who will remember these words? Let me tell you what I saw. My memories are useless. Perhaps telling him will increase their life. The bloom reaches through dimensions and across realities. What did I see? I saw a vast beating heart. I traveled through skeins of the bloom's arteries and its viscera. I stood in open maws and looked out across alien landscapes where lost sailors mourn for home, or crystal fields glitter under distant stars. I walked through the slave block where the great Sheila staged her revolution. What would you know? About the heart. A great chamber, the place where the bloom spawns and devours its voices, where its whispers gather in conclave, where its intelligence is strongest and sharpest. I woke there, and I knew it from my master. 32% of great soul. Tell me the bloom's viscera. The gullet, that is its name among the bloom guides. A place of veins and flesh where the memories of the bloom's chosen, where they are digested. Echoes wander the place, echoes of the eaten. I recall stories of the abyss, the gates of Abaddon. The gullet could be their source. Let's find out about the crystal fields. A great plateau whose towers bedazzle the eye. Lightning flickers across the towers, and strange silicate beings tunnel beneath the glassy surface. There have I watched children of stars and information speak to one another through dancing colors. Right? That's sailors. Lascars, they call themselves, holding fast to their history because they fear they have been forgotten. Old luxury and gilt banisters are their prison bars. About the slave block. Sheila was born there, not physically, but her legend. The first M, the first Memovira. She spoke to the bloom and it answered her. The monument to her strength is a Murden nest now. Memo, why is that word a struggle to recall? Yet it feels strong, right. All right. Have you been to any of those places? No. I stand at the tip of the tendril and watch the landscape pass by as the great devourer prepares to latch itself to another world. Why would I ever step outside my host? I am without danger here. Each day, another piece of myself slips away. I don't know. It kind of seems to me if you keep losing a piece of yourself, you might want to get the hell out at some point. If I can recall the answer. All right. Farewell. By the Black Three. I never dreamed the power in this place. If I could tame it, make its strength mine. Power did you see? I knew the bloom reaches across worlds. I knew that my old boss could command the flesh of the bloom itself. But I never quite understood just how it could be used. Each of the bloom's tendrils can anchor itself on worlds we barely dream. The maws are just the tips of those strands. The bloom is moving through realities, and the person who can control it has all those possibilities at her fingers. With a strike team and good weapons, you could create an empire. I mean, even if the maws start to close and you lose your grip on the empire, you've still got all those weapons, all that numenera, all that possibility from each of the worlds the bloom touches. Rule well and you could be unstoppable. Still, there must be a reason why the others haven't done this. Yeah, I mean, like, you think? Are you looking at the guy here who loses his memory and is like half a ghost, half a corpse? This is your answer? Would you sacrifice centuries of life for a few years of this? You saw the price. You don't know the strength my boss had. I didn't know what he had. You could work wonders with that strength. You could destroy everyone who ever opposed you. But you have to go through to get it. The price isn't worth it. You don't get it to you. For a time, he was one of the most powerful people in the world, and few even knew who he was. He burned bright and fast. But you're right. If we survive this, it's a skis trade. Fine, you've convinced me. Let's make sure we stop the sorrow then, yeah? Come on. And farewell to you, sir. Hey, what's up, Takanja? You did a Joyce tour? Oh, man, I'm jealous. I've only been to Southern Ireland. I've been to Cork. But I've never been to Dublin, and I would love to do the Bloomsday tour. Ulysses, great novel. All right, we're not going to leave the area yet. Oh, we got a maw and a maw. Old slave block? Oh, not really. Old slave block. Surgeon's slump. Okay, we're not doing that yet. What's up, Sunderman the Younger? Friendly-looking youth is dripping strips of cured bloom flesh into colored dye. Hello, sir. Are you interested in our wares? They're handcrafted and one of a kind. What sort of work are you doing? I'm Sunderman's apprentice. That means I do whatever he tells me, really. Mostly harvesting usable bloom flesh. It's always an adventure, flesh harvesting, though my elder tells me I'll be going away on a bigger adventure soon. Can't wait. What do you sell here? You'll probably be interested in the specialty items and armor we craft from bloom flesh, but we also sell everyday stuff like clothes and building supplies. Everybody buys from us, even those those murdens. Talk to my elder if you want to buy anything. Seems like you know the bloom pretty well. Are there any maws nearby? I know of one for sure in Surgeon's Slump. Been there a really long time. I hear there's one in the old slave block too, but I don't go in there because of the murdens, so I can't be sure. Isn't it dangerous to harvest bloom flesh? Not really. People only fear the bloom when they don't understand it. I've lived here all my life and nothing's ever happened to me. Oh, but it will, youngster. It will. You keep saying that, but you won't say when. If I did, you might try to avoid it. I know I would, if only to see what happens. Oh my god, this guy is a... Actually, wait, I screwed that up.
Yes. Now.
I messed that up. Great, you should talk to my elder. He handles the actual trading. Okay, good. Alright, creepy old guy. Near a display of goods that all appear to be made of bloom flesh, either tanned, beaten, carved, or cured, stands an old man who looks fairly tanned, beaten, carved, and cured himself. He also has starting yellow eyes, just like his apprentice. Hello! Admiring my stock? You won't find anything else like it, not even here in the bloom. All handcrafted and one of a kind. Some questions for you. Who wouldn't when confronted with such unusual merchandise? Ask away. I couldn't help but notice that you and your apprentice look very much alike. Well spotted, well spotted. And why would you speculate that is, sir? Ah, I love telling this story. He'll never guess. Even time is not simple in this world. I think he's you. Ha! Well done. Not many people manage to figure that one out. Let me tell you what happened, or will happen if you like. Actually, that Aeon priest in the slump saw it too. Is it somehow more obvious than it used to be? One day soon, my younger self will be walking along when the bloom will open a maw beneath him, and he'll tumble into another world, years in the past. Or maybe the journey to the past will be when he tries to come back. Whatever the case, it'll take him many decades and worlds to travel back here. I envy him the experiences he will have, but thank him for his memories. Sounds like a dangerous journey. Shouldn't you warn yourself? I did, but I didn't listen. Besides, when I think about all the stories I filled my head with, it's hard to remember exactly what I said about when the big day is. But it's coming soon. Doesn't knowing what will happen change the future? Why? I knew it was coming, but it hasn't changed my past. Okay, I have more questions for you. Tell me of some of those memories or experiences you had and will have. My first journey was to a desert world when the natives looked like humanoid spiders. It's the best way I know to describe them. They spoke with their minds in a combination of colors that danced between their fingers. It was difficult to get them to understand me, but we managed to find a way. I'm lucky they didn't eat me. What's up, Grows? When I'd gained their trust, I worked with them as a guide and hunter. I'd flush their prey, and they'd snare it with great chemical lattices. But one was always looking at me like he wanted to get a taste of me, and one day he made a move. I ran and found the bloom's maw still open. But time bent, and I came back in the past. The one you want to watch for is Iggerwizzle. Okay. Well, when I got back to our world, I didn't know it was the past, right? But no one knew I was alive yet. I went home and met my parents at the age my young self is now. I realized I needed to light out and get my feet under me because I've never been enough of an idiot to ignore good advice from my older self. I set my heart on reaching the steadfast. When I came on her, she was... Wait, why'd you stop
I'll
talking?
remember that.
Because I remember how frustrated I was when the old man wouldn't tell me about the beautiful woman he met. But let me tell you this. She was tall and dark, with eyes that dropped away into eternity. Wait, what? You were already here? Ethiopian National Bank is also the Grows? What is this sorcery? Her voice was the sweetest music, and when she spoke I had to concentrate to get her meaning, because otherwise I'd drift away on the song. Her form was a delight, and we shared a time that... It was the best time of my life. Tell me more. Not boring your ears off yet, eh? Fine. We spent glorious years together. Wait, no, go back to the part where you were sharing her... Okay. But as the time went on, I aged, and she stayed radiant. She was an augur, see? Long-lived and wise. Eventually I told her I had to return to the bloom to teach myself how to live, and that it'd be years before I could make it back to her, and I'd be old when I got back. She didn't care, she'd said. She'd find a way to make me young again, and to grant me the span her kind takes for granted. When the boy here heads off on our adventure, why then I'll go west again and find her. Tell me more of your adventures. That's all the stories I can tell you. Right about here is where I tell you that I need to save some surprises for my young self. Sometimes this time stream seems to make things especially easy. Ask you about that cyst at the edge of the platform? Whatever was in there was probably pretty dangerous, and now it's out, thanks to a certain someone who thought they knew better than the bloom. Would you be interested in taking on another apprentice? I know a young man who needs a job. No, I'm sorry. I've only room for the two of me. Room board alone would cost at least 140. Hardly worth it. You have an apprentice now, but he'll be gone soon. This young man is talented with his hands, and he'll serve as an excellent replacement. Bring your would-be apprentice here. I'll see if I can find him some work. Cody can make a good life here, Rin whispers. Let's go and tell him. Let me see what you have for sale. Bloom flesh armor. At the start of each turn, a tentacle latches onto a nearby enemy. Does 6 transdimensional damage to the target. Heals 6 points of health on the wearer. Wow! It would make my might terrible, though. -3 to might, -3 to speed. Man. This is some good stuff here. Oh, man. I also don't have enough for it. I could sell this and get up to 400. And... Man. Exactly, right? Yeah, I know. I know. The problem is money. I don't know that I have enough money to do this. Even if I sell a bunch of stuff. That's worth nothing anyway. Permanent +1 resistance. Hold on a second. Can I use that already? Oh, I can. Okay. Well. Let's talk to the guy again. I have not tried Kingsway. It's funny, I just heard the name Kingsway a couple of days ago, but I don't actually know anything about it. Ethiopian, aka the Grows. I don't know anything about it. What is it about? Sorry. I believe that I'll make some, but like when will I be making some? You know? Like, I could probably do this. If I sold 5 of these, that's 100. If I sold 5 of these, that's another 100. So that's 200. That's 600. 700. I could probably get there. I could probably get there. I assume I have to hold on to the Marecasters until they get used. Is that fair to say? Sell that. I don't need that. 548. Alright, so I'm really close. Oh, really? That's interesting. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to sell all of those. God damn it. I didn't want to sell all of those. Okay. Okay, that's enough. That is enough to do it. I forgot that I hadn't sold that yet. Welp. That looks pretty awesome too. Look at that. Oh my god, it's like Iron Man. Oh my god, I'm like Cthulhu Iron Man. Look at this. Wow, I'm like Cthulhu Iron Man guy. Look at that. It would make hugs kind of a problem, but wow, man. That's no joke right there. Oh man, he does so much damage with that. Man, Effects mitigated by concentration skill. What is your concentration skill, Matt Kina? What is this now? Oh, did you clip Cthulhu Iron Man? That's cool. I'm telling you, man. Cthulhu Iron Man is where it's at. All right, how's your concentration skill? Please tell me you have some. You don't have concentration skill. You've got concentration. So do you. Oh, so do you. The only one who doesn't is you. All right, well. See, the thing is that when he hits with that weapon, he does incredible damage. Allegron does. But if you take a look at what this damage is right now. So his weapon... No, not this. His weapon does 8 physical damage, 7 chemical damage, 1 damage per effort applied to a max of +3. Okay? So that's that. Then we've got the Bloom Bone Shard, which is a light melee weapon and does 3 physical damage, 4 chemical damage, +3 damage per effort applied. So it's more for each of the 3 damage that's applied. each of the damage it's applied does more damage to a max of plus 15. So really, even though this is an artifact, I think even though the, what do you call it? The axe, well, I mean, it also has bleeding though, I guess. Physical damage per turn. Oh, I forgot about the bleed though. Forgot about the bleeding. Yeah, the bleed is pretty good. Damn it. Why don't you have concentration? See, the problem for her is that I don't want her... Yeah, that's right, that's right. No, I know. I mean, what the person it should be going to is either Rin or to me. But the reason that I'm worried about giving it to her is because I don't want her up close and personal. You know, I want her firing from a distance. So... I mean, Shadow Step. That's what I'm looking at. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was literally looking at the wrong thing. Shadow Step. That's what I'm talking about. Looking at Shadow Step. Yeah, no bonus percentage on weapon attack. I know. So... No, it's not. It's not. But... Alright, so you know what we're going to do? We are going to sell this.
Okay, I guess I can use this.
Alright, so we're going to do that. Which means I should actually buy her shield back. Alright. So now I can use those things, which is pretty cool. And now this...
Good balance.
Okay. Alright, cool. Because I have concentration, and my concentration should mitigate that effect. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Ugh.
Good balance.
I really wish it wouldn't do that. It should not have a main button be sell. It should have a go back to normal scene. Ugh. That was annoying. Alright, well anyway. Now Shadow Step I still need to get. Wait. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Where? What? Oh, Blood Globe. There we go. No. There we go. Shadow Step. Right. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I know. I know, it was dumb. I mean, if you're gonna put it on that screen, at least make it a... I don't know, like do a confirmation first or something. Alright. 2 speed pool. Alright, so... I know that. Yeah, I know. But she's got some good stuff. She's got some good stuff. Why do I keep doing that? There we go. No, where's the flippin'... I don't understand why I keep... Where is the Shadow Step thing? Am I blind? What? Where did I... Where is the Shadow Step that I just saw? Did I somehow buy it already? Where... Where's the freaking Shadow Step? Did I buy this thing already? What's up, Chrono Travis? There it is. I swear that thing has changed its name. I highlighted it and it was a Candiru, and then I highlighted it again and it was Shadow Step. I swear to God it changed its name. Look! See that? Candiru. 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 Shadow Step. Oh, that's because that's what I have equipped. Oh, I'm dumb. Never mind. No wonder it was different. Yeah, I know, I'm dumb. I just saw it. Oh, man. Okay, that would explain a lot. Right. Metabolism, flesh bud, right. Okay. +1 speed edge, +1 damage per effort applied, +6 necessary. Okay, that's not as good. Okay, good. That's even better then. I was really confused. Did you turn the eggs into batteries or turn them in on the quest? I do not remember the reference, so I don't know. I don't remember where the eggs were. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm also in the midst of an ocular migraine, which, if anyone has ever had that, an ocular migraine is not much fun. It basically means that you have your vision gradually becomes obscured, and then you just see a bunch of jagged lines in front of your vision for a few minutes, and then it goes away gradually to the edge of your vision, and then you get kind of a headache and kind of feel irritable for about an hour or so, and then it passes. So I get those about, I'd say probably, like once or twice a year at most. So, yeah. So I'm in the midst of one right now. So it does make it a little bit hard to focus on particular sections of the screen. Yeah, I don't remember the reference. I don't know the reference, Troy, so I don't think I had the situation with that. I have a friend who gets, wow. I have a friend who gets, full-blown migraines. And the way that he's described them is that they are the worst conceivable pain you could have. Like, they suck. So, yeah. I think in that circumstance, I kind of came out lucky, basically. Anti-aliasing for your brain, yeah. I'll tell you, the first time I got one of these was actually, I was working at a time, actually, somewhat ironically, given the channel I'm on right now, at an electronics boutique. And it was the late 90s. I was doing my doctoral work up in Massachusetts, and I was working part-time at EB. And I had opened up the store in the morning, and I'm looking down at the little inventory manifest that we had to go through every morning. And all of a sudden, I was like, I can't see very well. I'm like, there's something weird. Like, I can't look at anything. Anything I look at straight on doesn't seem to work. And I'm like, so I started looking around, and then it gets worse and worse. And there was a moment where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I was terrified because I'd never had anything like this. I'm like, am I going to go blind? Am I having a stroke? What is happening? Like, I had no idea. So the minute someone got in, because it came up and then it passed, right? So it was about a half hour, 45 minutes. That, from soup to nuts, the whole business, maybe an hour at most. So then I went, literally, we were near a Sears, and there was an optometrist in the back of the Sears. So I literally, the minute the person came in who was the second shift, I'm like, I'll be back. I'm going to find out what's wrong with my vision. And I went immediately to the optometrist, and the optometrist was like, oh yeah, that's an ocular migraine. I'm like, what does that mean? And he's like, oh, it's a harmless effect that does this, and this, and he explained. And he's like, they have no other effect at all. And I'm like, no effect. This doesn't mean anything else. He's like, nope. And I was like, okay. And he said it runs in the family, though. So I called my mom that night, and my mom was like, oh yeah, I get those. I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks for telling me. Thanks for letting me know just now. Thanks for not letting me know about it before, so I could have not spent the last hour thinking I was having a stroke. That would have been great. Are they worse than kidney stones? Not having had a kidney stone, I don't know. I have definitely had worse things than the ocular migraine. Believe me, much worse. I had not kidney stones, but I've had other things, and I can tell you that this is not as bad as those things. Right. Most people get some kind of an aura to let them know. I've had an ocular migraine once when I was driving. And the thing about that is that because I see it coming, I can do things to kind of stand out of the way. To kind of, before anything bad really happens. So, let's see. These 3 humanoids wear intricately carved armor that makes them look like undersea dwellers of legend. Oh, but just to sort of summarize, if therefore I'm making a few mistakes when reading, or I don't see something when I'm staring at an inventory screen for the next, half hour to 45 minutes, you guys will know why, okay? You cannot recall having seen the material from which they are shaped either. Though the suits are bulky, their wearers move with a strange and fluid grace. You might have mistaken them for monsters, but their leader is unhelmed and appears human. Well, what's-his-face walks without fear told me about these guys. She has close-cropped hair, an angular face, and her jaw is clenched, as if she were subconsciously chewing on a problem. At your approach, she gives you an irritated glance. Yeah, fair enough. I'd buy that. You address the Jemadar Rechi. Speak what you need or begone.
I'll remember that.
Ordinarily, hospitality is ours. Forgive this one. The maw to our anchorage is closed. She indicates the hideous tentacled mouth that lies dead in the center of the platform. Another way we must find. Have you word of open maws that lead to our station? Beseech you even. Trapped here with the supplies we purchased for our compatriots. This world is getting to me, and the frustration of speaking in a foreign tongue. If you want me to help, you'll need to answer some questions. Naturally, this one will seek to provide informative truth. How did you come to be trapped here? Left the anchorage where our ancestors have served for centuries. Sought resupply as we have so many times before. Upon return, the way was closed. Worried now that comrades may suffer without us. Or worse, what if our ship returns while we are absent? No, that's too terrible a thought. Tell me about your anchorage. That sucks, Jedi. But yeah. As someone who has to deal with an, has been having to deal with an on and off heart arrhythmia situation, that's far worse. Not even close. And I wouldn't say it's worse necessarily, because I think, knock on wood, I figured out how to deal with it. But the gallbladder issue, when I was having a gall attack was pretty bad. And probably worse than an ocular migraine. But I don't get many of those now because, knock on wood, I figured out how to deal with it. So, Frequent kidney stones. Wow. I mean, now, don't get me wrong, though. Migraines, like straight up full blast migraines, from what I understand, the people who deal with it that are at the worst levels are basically incapacitated for days. Again, like I told you about my friend who I would say has moderate to severe migraine trouble. When he gets a migraine, he literally has to lie in his room with the lights off, and he has to lie there for almost usually 12 to 24 hours. Because if he has any light that hits his eyes at all, he just crumples in excruciating pain. He can't talk really much. He just is so he has it bad. So that would be worse, I think. Okay. Where should I go to look for maws? This one hoped you would know. We are strangers here. Buying supplies is all we know, not hunting maws. Here was the maw that led to our anchorage. Here it had been for many years, yet on our return, dead. Yeah, exactly, Chrono. That's what I heard also. Okay. This way to Little Nihilish. Oh, man. That's the way to Little Nihilish? So I gotta get through that maw. Everything is in Little Nihilish. Walls of this dwelling are covered in papers with various threats and slurs written on them. Okay. Great Devourer rise and moans. Okay, who the hell are you? Inkpot? This man is tall and gawkily thin. His wiry hair looks like an explosion of metal springs atop his head. He regards you with bright, feverish eyes that seem too large for their sockets and smiles. Even as he motions you closer, the man is scribbling words on a scrap of paper. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he can. He doesn't handle it very well. I don't think so. Pretty much he just has to be by himself and in a room just with dark, fixtures. He keeps a migraine journal, so he has a very dedicated sort of situation as that. But as far as, can I handle it? Yeah. The only real effect of it, honestly, is just the vision problem, and then the, afterwards a little bit of a headache and the sort of irritability for like an hour, and that's pretty much it for me. But I don't really get any other, like, knock on wood, I don't get any other symptoms like sensitivity to sound or anything like that. Ever considered getting an Arvin Elrond shirt and cap, baseball cap? That would be interesting. I feel like that would be kind of conceited, though. Check me out. I'm But maybe someday if we make a logo, that'd be pretty cool. I could see wearing a quill baseball hat. That'd be pretty awesome, like an ARV quill baseball cap. Would be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, and as I say, just with my very limited experience with it, it's similar. Okay. There is the one who will aid the devourer. I've heard rumors of one fitting your description. One who helps those in need. Help us, brother. We are extremities of the great devourer, and we beseech your aid to right a great wrong. Extremities of the great devourer? Bloom cultists. The fancy name doesn't make them any less crazy. You walk in the company of a heretic, I see, scribbling on his paper. But heresy has its root in fear, fear that chokes the ears and drowns out the voices of the great devourer. We do not hate the heretic. We pity her. The White One corrupts him. No matter. The wise will see reason. We are those who venerate the bloom as divine, and seek to become a part of it if it will have us. We are the only ones who can see that a great wrong has been done here. What sort of wrong? A terrible torment visited upon the bloom, our god. It is the work of Iaksu, the measurer and meddler, who dwells in that nodule of flesh. So Iaksu. I have a knife. Did I already free Iaksu? Because the knife I have comes from Iaksu, so pretty much I want to help Iaksu. Iaksu desires to understand the bloom, to quantify its impulses. This causes pain to our god. The evidence is clear for all to see in the raw and swollen flesh of Iaksu's house. We have warned Iaksu to stop his pokings and proddings and measurings, but he will not listen. What methods are left to us? Perhaps you can help him to change his mind? Try to work out some kind of compromise. Try if you like, but blasphemers are loath to compromise. They are steeped in sin.
Remember that.
Scriptures! Scriptures of the great devourer to inspire your thoughts and guide your words. From the pen of Inkpot, who is me. Okay. Awesome. What are all those papers on your robes? Scriptures of the great devourer. They are ever changing in imitation of the bloom. You see? Those words are gone, forgotten, but new ones can be added as we like. Now, these words are part of the canon. The holy canon of your faith? Only a part. Everything written by an extremity is part of the scriptures until the writing is lost or destroyed. All right, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by, ChoiceFix. No one can know all the writings, just as no one can know every part of the ever-changing bloom. Can you tell me about your beliefs? I will not speak of beliefs, but I will tell you what is true. First, that the bloom is a god, the only true god, and all that takes place within its body is solid and real. That which exists outside the bloom is an illusion, a cruel trick, a falsehood. Second, that our goal is to become one with the bloom, to transform ourselves into living embodiments of its will, and one day to be called to its heart. You want to be called to the bloom's heart. What does that mean? When it wants us, the bloom will open a maw at our feet to reveal a tunnel where one hadn't been before. The passage will close behind us, and we will never be seen again by human eyes, but we'll follow its turnings to the heart, and be one with the devourer at last, and pray to no one, ever again. Okay. What do you think of the Memovira? When her will was one with the blooms, we revered her, but no more. She is no Memovira, not any more, not to us. Another will be found in time. Her time is done. Soon the bloom will take her as well. Yeah, exactly, Jedi Knight. But welcome to the place. All the greatness of... Yeah. You think the ninth world is an illusion? I know it is. The people of that world try to tell you that life is not pain. They weave illusions and call them laws to protect the weak and the poor and the ugly, the malformed. But look closer and you'll see that they lie. Only here in the bloom is the horror of life revealed without pretense. Becoming one with the bloom is our only hope of salvation. How do you plan to become one with the bloom? Not necessarily what I wanted to know, but we clothe ourselves in its flesh, getting less interested every second, feast on its bile and viscera. Oh God, if we are lucky enough to hear its voice, we empty our minds and let it govern our actions and our thoughts. The devourer will only call us to its heart when its will is one with ours. One day I will hear the bloom's voice clearly, not these vague whispers. I must not doubt. Oh, to be attired as you are in the living flesh of the devourer. What joy it must be, what rapture! Looney Tunes. Okay. Is it safe to drink the water from that pool? Better than safe, yeah. I already saw what it did to somebody else. Those fluids are the holy secretions of the great devourer. To drink them is to put your mind in communion with the bloom. You can listen to its voice and know what it wants. For a time, at least. That was a little freaky. We're 331, huh? Alright. I am not interacting with that, thank you. But I'm glad to find, what's his name? Iaksu. I need Iaksu because I need to get his knife. Or more of his knife.
Yes.
To little Nihilish.
All right, Ren, you can do this.
Wait,
Ready.
what does that one say? Oh, to the trade post, okay. Oh wait, did I work my way over? So I already talked with, what's his face? I think I already talked with Iaksu. I'm not sure, but I think I already dealt with Iaksu, if that really is who that was. Oh, no, no, no. So he's in here, okay. Well, let's go in there. Let's find out what's going on. Let's talk to Iaksu. Hello, we got some lunatics outside, but I really want this awesome knife, so... These tanks contain floating blobs of plant or algal matter. They could serve as a basic but unpleasant food source. Construct. Barbs and blades cover the surface of this hulking metal construct. Its scalloped skin looks like a suit of intricate armor, the joints able to bend in directions impossible for a human. Though the construct is immobile, something in its design sparks a frisson of involuntary dread within you, as if it were a predator regarding you. Although it looks similar to weights for prey, you can hear nothing of its thoughts as though it were an empty shell. Let me examine this. The construct doesn't seem to mind your prodding and poking. Indeed, it doesn't react at all. By the time you're finished, you're reasonably certain that while it maintains basic locomotive and processing functions, its mind has been utterly erased. It truly is an automaton now, lacking any sort of free will. Some of its weapon systems have also been deactivated, though its killing blades are as deadly as ever. Tell me about yourself. Okay, what are you? Who are you? Right. Why don't you speak to me? Hello? Alright. Wow, there's a lot to explore here. I want to examine this stuff before I talk to this guy. Bucket is filled with quivering chunks of bloom flesh and organelles. Text and symbols flash across the screen, all of it meaningless to you. No, my chat hasn't died. My chat hasn't died. Oh, I didn't scroll down. I guess I accidentally scrolled up by accident. Sorry. My bad.
One moment, and it's
I just didn't scroll down. My bad. Sorry.
done.
Lines swoop and whirl across this leathery sheet depicting what appears to be a map. Construct is equipped with innumerable monitoring devices. Okay, more text and symbols. Oh god, no, 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 no. Well, I guess we can examine the notes. Careful! Much time has been invested in this work, and I recall where I placed each bit of data. Replace where you found each item. As you shuffle through the Vargellan's notes, on papers scribbled on dried bloom flesh, dictated into talking data cubes, and recorded in more exotic storage devices, you realize the sheer volume of information he has collected. It is a trove of arcane and technical observations of the bloom, loosely organized into a number of categories: behavior, self and others; communication, self and others; influences, influenced by; maws, how to open, how to close, how to divert; history, unrecorded, recorded; observations, conclusions. Every data point leads to a reference in another document. Some of those links are simply notes guessing where the data is located based on the Vargellan's recollection. If you knew where to start analyzing his enormous collection of knowledge, you might be able to get somewhere, but the volume of information is simply staggering. A team of Aeon priests couldn't process this much data in a year. For a lone scholar, it would likely take 10 years or more. The Vargellan has stopped glancing over as you shuffle through his notes. Instead, he is staring at you, waiting and watching. It becomes difficult to concentrate under that steady gaze. You put the notes down and step away from the table. Top of the machine is covered in glass lenses of varying shapes. Appears to be some kind of monitoring device. Sizable lump of bloom flesh. It lies upon a comfortable-looking cushion and appears to be asleep. All right. Let's chat. I'm thinking this is a little bit like, oh God. What was the name of the... Oh my God, I've completely lost all my memory of this for a second. What's the name of the reptilian-like race that doesn't last for long? And I think his name was Moradin. Is that who it was? In Mass Effect. Why am I not remembering the race or the guy's name? Because I loved him too, if he was Moradin. Was it Moradin Sea Inquisitor? What the heck was his name? Does anyone remember? Why am I not remembering this? It wasn't the Krogan. It was the race that did the thing to the Krogan. Yeah. Fast-talking, short-lived race. Yeah. I want to look this up because... Solarian. That's who it is. Solarian. And it's Morden. I just looked it up. Yeah, Solarian. Yeah, that's right. It's Morden Solus. So that's what I'm thinking about for the voice for this guy. This one appears to have chosen a male form for now. He, wears thin lenses over his eyes, and some strange device encircles his head, with weighted attachments dangling at the ends of long straps. His calloused, pointed fingertips are stained, and his garments are unkempt and in disarray. He looks impatiently at you as you interrupt his work, his eyes snapping between you and the door. His crest inflates with irritation. The interruptions continue. What would you have of Yaksu? Why do you keep looking at the door? Apologies from me. The noise and constant interruption from those outside are inconducive to proper behavior. They've been escalating their discussions toward violence.
I'll remember that.
The experiments conducted within this chamber are perhaps unlikely to gain the favor of the bloom. Indeed, the great beast has evinced some displeasure. Its pathetic worshippers who gather here to mock have begun seeking ways to stop me, an effort to appease their deity. I would reward anyone who can drive them off. It only shows I'm doing something worthy. True knowledge risks danger. Yeah, not Morden. Can it be? Stories have circulated. They said you were dead. That the Memovira had found you at last. Not yet. I'm surprised to see you're still alive, Ioxu. I wouldn't have wagered on it. The White Death honors me. Stories of your prowess continue. In the meantime, I abide, gathering and learning, even in the face of the protesters outside. But knowledge has always had its detractors. They will do what they must. As long as my work lives on, I care not. What would you have of me? First of all, can you fix this knife? The scalpel? Where did you find this? This was among the first devices I created to test the bloom, a trans-dimensional blade that could cut its flesh cleanly and preserve its properties for study. Yet a thief removed it from my care, an abacos that entered my dwelling and absconded. A power source for the blade is lacking. Trans-dimensionality is required. No much such sources are to hand here, but perhaps the crashed Katina and Little Nihilish might contain such a source. Should you find one, bring it to this place, and I may be able to improve on my earlier design. All right, cool. Tell me about, what is that device in the middle of the room? The bloom detests those who seek to understand it on a rational level. For some time now, it has sought my destruction to erase all accomplished here. The device generates a multi-spectrum field that repels the bloom's advances. But that means only that it waits for me without. Had other devices not been available to create food and drink, I should have perished here. Tell me about that construct in the corner. Many years ago, it came to my door. It vowed service to me if its memories and personality could be erased. I did not ask why, just as I would hope to have my own reasons respected. It now serves to protect me against those who would do me harm, most specifically the Murdens and the Cultists. Let's see. What sort of work do you do here? Look, smell, taste, measure, understand. Apprehension is the key to knowledge. The bloom is a creature unlike any other, yet is who has taken the time to study its nature. The first is Eaksu. The work done here will illuminate the bloom for those who follow. For decades have I been here. Physical structure, biological needs, behavior, mental construction, known history of the beast, histories of inhabitants, all these things have I gathered. Where does it originate? I believe a twin star holds the answer. A place of howling winds and immense gravity. Fear tells me that this creature is not yet mature, that the years will see its size increase. To what purpose? Destruction, consumption, ascension? I fear I will never know. Reality bends around the bloom. Its ways twist and turn, but even where stability is assumed, the bloom's presence resists understanding. It resists mapping. This is the importance of my work, to make secrets known so all may benefit. What do you think would make the bloom cultists leave you alone? Defeating them with reasoned arguments would be difficult. I present no danger to them, not like you. A threat of force might persuade them, but I believe they tell the truth about enjoying the bloom's favor. To oppose them is to draw its ire. Do you have anything you'd be willing to sell me? I do not anticipate a need for these devices any longer. Perhaps they can serve you. Alright. Cloak of Faces. Plus 15% on deception, plus 5% on intimidation, plus 5% on persuasion tasks. Nice. Heretic's Fork. Oh, wow. So this is the way that you... This is how to get the thing... Okay, so I have this ability from the very beginning, being able to scan thoughts. But if you had the Heretic's Fork, you could do that from now on. However, that's something that... This is mid-game now, right? So I had this from the very beginning, and it helped me. Ecstasy Paralyzer. Some good weapons here. Piton Driver. Wow. Neuropraxic Detonation. Wow. Psychic Focus. There is a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff here. Oh, thank you, Mr. Steel Rose. I do indeed. I stream on my own channel, which is Arvin Eleron. I do a lot of games of this type. I play a lot of Dungeons & Dragons over there. I do a lot of RPGs. I'm currently playing Zelda Link to the Past. And then I'm going to be doing Lunar Silver Star Story. I was doing Skyrim Enderal before. We'll be doing in the future some of the DLC of Pillars of Eternity, White March Part 2. I do interviews over there as well. And I am an affiliate, so I do have the ability to subscribe. I have a Patreon. So, yeah, you can head over there and you can find my stuff there if you like what you see here. What am I... Okay. Oh, that's right. I wanted to save before I asked him this next question. I don't want him to, like, go ham on me, but I'm hoping... Stop preposterous, rather. A life's work expresses itself within these walls. Ceasing production now would be to invalidate that work, to cast knowledge away, to spit in the face of reason. No good reason exists to stop. Realize you have years of data that still need analysis? Years? Nonsense. The accumulated experiments have yielded only... perhaps 12 years should data gathering stop now. Interesting. Have I been here so long? Perhaps it is time to consider analysis. Maintenance of the construct is essential for safety and continued well-being. Unfortunately, it's a task that continues to be deferred. In case of a major attack on the structure, we may well be overrun. So, here's the problem. I don't actually want him to stop, necessarily. Thank you for the follow over on my channel, Mr. Steel Rose. I appreciate it. So, the problem with this is that I don't want to have a situation where he stops, but I also don't want the cultists to kill him, and I don't feel like getting in a fight with them. So... Can I get back to there if I need to? Okay, I can get back there. Alright, I'm going to try to persuade the cultists.
Consider it done.
That is what I shall do. I shall persuade the cultists. Sup, Inkpot? We await your intercession with Ioxu, but our god is in pain, so we will not wait forever. If the bloom is really a god, why does it need human help at all? The need is plain. Can you look upon the swollen flesh of that house and tell me that a poison doesn't fester inside? He dares... No, he simply does not understand. Did the bloom ask for your help? It spoke to me of its need. I heard its voice in my mind. It does not need to speak for the faithful to see, but this one needs stronger faith. You're wrong. The bloom spoke to me about Ioxu. It doesn't want your help at all. Oh, crap. I am not good at deception. No! Oh, wait. I'm better at deception than I thought. Oh, come on! With 80% chance? And what proof do you have, prophet? Claiming to hear the words of a god is a hideous sin, but we will forgive you this once. Do not broach such questions with me again, lest we incur the devourer's wrath. What if I pay you to leave Ioxu alone? The shiny trinkets of your world outside are nothing to us. The flesh of our god is all that we need. It feeds us, clothes us, shelters us, devours us in the end. Look at yourself, all skin and twisted bone. I could break you like a twig, and I will if you don't do as I ask. Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Blasphemer. Have your way, then. You may be stronger than me, but the bloom will destroy Ioxu in time, and it will kill you, too. Let him be a fool. The bloom will consume him! Man, does that mean the bloom is going to be pissed at me for the whole game, and that's going to screw me up? Is that going to cause all kinds of problems later?
Yes.
Is that going to make it impossible for the rest of the game? Does anybody know? Does Kalte, someone who's played this before, is that going to make it... Did I just screw myself? The bloom cultist will not bother you anymore.
I'm starting to figure this
Doubts
weird
rise within! Extraordinary claims demand proof! Departures and homecomings have come to their forces, it seems. Hopes throng and ask for elucidation. Will they return? Evidence will suggest otherwise. My gratitude. Accept this. Encephalon of subjugating revivification. Nanospirits reanimate the muscles of a humanoid corpse to fight by your side. This undulating mask of metallic tendrils resembles nothing so much as a sea flower sculpted from woven steel. Parting the wriggling metal ropes reveals the nucleus, a knotted metallic brain whose every fissure pulses with faint green light. When placed in close proximity to any intact corpse, the object's tendrils will burrow deep into the recesses of the dead being's body. Within moments, the encephalon will be completely subsumed into the host, who will arise a mindless thrall awaiting purpose. A farmer once discovered a host of similar objects, prying them from the fossilized carapaces of beings from antiquity. Supposing them to be seeds, he planted them near the family's burial plot. After recovering the shock of seeing his ancestors rise from their graves, he made the best of his situation and put them to work tending the fields. The farmer took ill and ultimately passed. His family, it is said, can still be seen ceaselessly toiling to harvest his long, barren lands to this day. Wow. Is this a one-use only type of thing? Is this a one-use only thing? This cipher? Because I can't tell. Because frankly, I don't know if I really... I mean... I don't know if I want to get... It's actually... What? A good out? You mean a good? Don't physically hurt, it's actually a good start? Is that what you mean? Also, quick note, in case anyone was curious, the ocular migraine has passed. So now I just have a little bit of the very minor headache. But the vision is clear. I can now look and see that this calendar has a bunch of birds on it. For example. So, it's actually a good start. Okay, so you think it's... So, in other words, I mean, I don't mind if it becomes a little harder. I just want to make sure that this doesn't screw me up completely. Because I would have wanted to keep him doing his work. You know, like, I don't want to be like, no, the bloom, like, whatever. Like, I would actually want him to keep doing his work. I can always tell him to stop it later. Okay. And so, this thing is just a one-use item, right? Also, does someone need, like, you just put it next to you and, like, there's a corpse there? Like, do you need to find a corpse first before you use this? You know what I mean? Dominant tide, gold. Empathy, compassion, and sacrifice. People attuned to this tide consider the needs of those they care about to be greater than any other consideration. Martyrs, philanthropists, avengers, and guardians are often attuned to this tide. My strongest ones right now are gold and blue. Indigo, actually. Which is like really thoughtful consideration and care and empathy. That's not bad. It doesn't say one use only. It just says consumes action. So that's why I was a little I still am a little confused about what ciphers are permanent and which ones aren't.
I'm going.
I'm going. Yeah, Takanji streams.
Fine.
Place it next to a corpse bit. Yeah, I know, but like, what I don't understand is like a corpse of my party? Like I have to wait till one of my party dies or something? That's the thing I was confused about. Okay, we got to level up for Rin. What have you got for skills? Not so much interested in that. Could increase your stat pools. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what I was unsure about, was whether or not it had to do with... Oh, it's a Little Nihilish. You can't get down to Little Nihilish. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Old slave block. Well, I have a lot to do in Little Nihilish, so I might as well go there.
All right.
I thought that was the way to Little Nihilish, and I was sad for a moment. T2 and I've been a lover, not a fighter. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to be the same thing, but hasn't always worked out the way I planned. Okay. Whoa. As you enter the slum, you nearly crash into a small confrontation. 5 mutants surround 3 guards dressed in the distinctive garb of the Memovirus enforcers. This must be one of Bruska's lost patrols. Before you hear them say a word, you already know the mood here is ugly, and it's likely to turn to violence soon. A mutant who looks like his face is full of spores or insect eggs leans towards a disgusted, terrified human and says, "You're leaving a trail of fear, piss. Who'd pay you for protection? We're done with the Memovirus. She's out." "It ain't fear, piss. It's the spit you're spraying when you talk. Why don't you go hatch your eggs by burying your face in a pillow? Real people are conducting business here." Every damned one of you looks the same. 2 arms, 2 legs, no surprises. You want to collect our money? I'll make you eat it, and your friends can collect it from your rotting shit. Crisis? Alright, we gotta gain them. Gotta choose a side. Time to talk to them, time to talk to them. Use the power, time to talk to them. What do you want, human? You want in a long due bloodletting? You better talk fast. We're itching to get started. Okay, let's see. How did this situation start? They came to collect their protection money for the Memovira. But the Memovira can't enforce anything. She's weak. Everyone knows it. Look at these poor specimens. They can't even protect themselves. Okay. Let's talk more, spiny mutant. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I wish there was a way to go back. Why? What good does keeping them alive do us? Ah. How might the Memovira retaliate? What can she do? The bloom is done with her. Her grasp be weak. This is not going well. At all. For the right price, maybe. You and your crew scrounge together what you can and we'll talk. I reckon the guards have at least 250 on them. They'll have to take it by force. Look at their purses. They carry that much at least, and nothing will stop us from claiming it from their corpses. Problem is, I don't have a lot of... That's the only one I can talk to, is the spiny mutant. Damn it. Say how much care for these humans' presence. We'll be shut of them soon enough.
Let's go.
You'd recognize Garkodo if you saw it. Our prince lives in the tank in the center of Little Nihilish. Not big on mobility, our prince. Alright. Yeah, but that's not really doing much, though. She pays us, mostly, and the mercenaries who come through the maws and the bribes to the Sagas Cliffs officials, but she's been falling further and further behind on those payments. Like as not, she'll want vengeance if we fall. She needs this money, and she'll use her nastiest tricks to get it back. Hey, Wolfram, what's up? Welcome in. Ask your questions, but we want to do it quick. I don't think our hosts want to put off their fun for much longer. Ask how the situation started. We make this route every month. We're collectors. It's our job to bring in revenues for the Memovira from our loyal subjects. But they laid in wait for us and got the jump on us. We walked in a little Nihilish. Oh, cool. Well, welcome to your friend. If your friend was watching, then always a pleasure to have a new friend on board. What kind of leader Garkodo is? Garkodo is wise. Garkodo's crafty. Garkodo thinks in circles and in mazes to find the best results for our people. Garkodo almost never takes direct action, says that hasty choices become their own legacy. Okay. Remind the mutants that Garkodo would not likely approve starting a war with the Memovira. Okay, but I'm not doing that with deception. I'm not doing that with that. Oh, come on. Just end turn. I want my maximum persuader, is what I want. Maximum persuader is what I want going on here. Just don't piss them off for a turn. Stay with them. Oh, that was Allegern? Oh, God. I need the last cast off. Okay. Last cast off. Okay. This is my time to shine. Well, the prince did tell us to keep to ourselves, heads down like. Garkodo might be angry if these goons die. Alright, now I need to get the sergeant to back off. Persuade the mutants to let the humans go. Crap. I'm still waiting on her. What's up, Screaming Joypad? Hey, Mike. You did. This is in the middle of what's called a crisis, Wolfram. It's kind of like a combat, except that in this case, I don't have to fight. Like, part of what you can do is try to avoid a fight, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to avoid a fight by persuading these two groups to stand down before they attack each other. So it's basically what I'm doing. And the reason that I'm going through my turns like this is the guy with the best deception, I mean the best persuasion, is my main guy. Which is this guy. Let them go. It is pretty cool. It really is pretty neat. As you say, these are debts we could save for another time, aye? No point in bloodshed with outsiders witnessing. My thanks. We won't forget this. Did it! Yeah, oh, that's right. Plus S. What is it again? Is it just plus S is all it is to skip turn? Alright, good. Oh, and I forgot I have to go back to... I totally forgot I have 2 quests that I have to turn in, so let me do that right now. Well done, guys. Humans are lucky you're there to help. Next time you won't be, and they won't be either.
Yes.
Oh, I know I need to get you that. Yes, yeah, I'll do it tonight. I'll do it tonight. I'll do it after this stream is over. Sorry, Mike. It's been a, it's been kind of a little busy. Yesterday was not really a day to be able to do it, but I'll do it tonight. You already rolled a maximum persuasion roll just by being you, so... By the way, guys, since we're just about halfway through the stream, a little more than halfway, this is a good time to remind everybody that my name is Arvin Elleron. This is Pen and Pixels, my weekly show on GOG about story and narrative in games. We're currently playing through Torment, Tides of Numenera, but I also play some D&D on here on occasion. Next week, I'm going to be continuing my Dungeons & Dragons Storm King's Thunder session with the aforementioned Screaming Joypad. Screaming Joypad is also because skipping turn is space. Okay. All right, cool. That's good to know. Thanks, Descalte. Hey, what's up, Div? So I do a lot of stuff like that. Also on my own channel, I do a lot of story and narrative-based stuff. So please make sure to follow this channel. Follow me over on my channel if you like. And definitely sub to this channel. You can sub to me and them, but sub to this channel because you get a lot of cool DRM-free emotes. A lot of ones that Outstar Walker, our fearless leader, did, and they are to awesome. So you should be a sub just like I am. And welcome into the stream. Okay, I need to talk to Cody. Here's Cody. Got some news for you, Cody. I got you an apprenticeship with the Sundermans. You can start immediately. Oh, like making stuff out of... Right, thank you. He walks away uncertainly, but lighter on his feet than you've ever seen him. At least you get to make things, Cody, and it's not like you have to deal with a living flesh. I think it'll be really good for him. Thank you. Aw, Rin is happy. As long as Rin is happy. I play 5th edition, Wolfram. I have a couple, it's 5th edition I play on here, I play 5th edition on my channel, and I also play an Adventures in Middle-earth campaign, which is sponsored by Cubicle 7, that actually made that system, but that is based on 5e rules. So it's basically Tolkien based on 5e. It's awesome. So, yes. I have played I've DM'd or played in all the editions except for 3.5, but I played 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I think 5 is the best, in my opinion. Okay, so... Cody. Oh, also I needed to talk to this person, because I found one of your patrols. Bruska. I found one of your patrols in Little Nihilish. They're about to be killed by some angry mutants. That was you? They told me what happened. You have my thanks and theirs. Here, the men agreed you deserve something. Somewhere in the vast interior. Okay, so I guess there's more than one. I thought there was just one patrol. Okay. Find a maw that leads to the Lost Anchorage. I'll tell you what, the quests that you get in here are not your standard everyday quests, that's for sure. No, fetch me 15, you know, dandelion seeds and bring it back to me MMO quests in here. Okay, I encountered one of Bruska's missing patrols. Oh, 2, okay. So there's one more. Right.
If
Okay.
you're sure it's
Let's get back to
safe.
Little Nihilish then. 15 bear asses. Exactly. Exactly. No Dragon Age Inquisition quest here. Oh! Hey-oh! I mean, I like Dragon Age Inquisition okay, and I want it, but I have to say, when you play The Witcher 3 after you play Dragon Age Inquisition, you begin to realize how problematic the quests are.
Now.
And by problematic, I mean they're MMO quests. A lot of them are. Not all of them, a lot of them. This ancient stone structure seems out of place in the bloom. Similar buildings are scattered around the chamber as if an entire town was swallowed up by the bloom and deposited here in the distant past. Is there a letter cap? Not sure I know what you mean. Letter cap? What do you mean, Wolfram? Also, do you guys hear that sound? Listen in the background.
Yeah, that's something I could do.
It's like howling or something. No, no, no. It's not doing it now. There's like a... Pretty much. Pretty much. You wrote down something, but it didn't show on the screen. Yeah, there is a letter cap that shows that has a tendency to do that with all of Twitch chat. That's not just mine. That if you put in a huge amount of text, it's not going to put it up there. It won't recognize it. So, sorry, I don't have any control over that. Everything that you put down, I've seen all the stuff that you said. You said I wrote down something it didn't show on the screen. I saw that. I saw, is there a letter cap? I saw which edition of D&D do you play? So I saw all of those.
Yes.
You can see vague figures moving around inside the bubble-like house. It's not clear if they get in or out.
I'll handle it.
Ah, Aeon Tozen. Lovely. A stunning man in formidable garb greets you with arms wide open. With arms wide open, under the moonlight, welcome to this bloom. I don't think that's actually what Creed meant, but anyway. His golden eyes stir strange, unbidden feelings of in you. Oh, but can I please do his voice like that? My friend, welcome, I am Aeon Tozen. The sound of his deep, rumbling voice makes you think of a waterfall. See, perfect. At the rise of the morning sun, beatific and profound. It makes you feel drunk. Oh, I like your voice. Love to see more of what you're about. Oh, thank you, Wolfram. Well, if you check over on my channel, if you follow my channel, you can see more of me. I stream here every Tuesday, but you can check over on my channel, which if someone can throw up a exclamation point host command, you can see that, and I do a lot of stuff like this over there as well. Then you see Rin taking a step back, putting you partially between her and the man. She cocks her head to the side, still wary but curious. Do you know this man, Rin? Thank you, X5.
Could we talk?
No. Now, what can I do for you? Oh, sorry. Now, what can I do for you? What a strange thing to do. Why is she hiding from me? Let's see. Study the man. You watch him quietly for a moment and something odd happens. His gaze thickens, drifting away from you, as though you have vanished, as though you were only visible to him when you were speaking. And yet you still feel that probing warmth within your mind, like fingers searching a dark space for treasure or food. Are you trying to hypnotize me? What's the other one? Besides that. Oh man, what's the other big Creed song? I'm thinking of, whoa! Heaven let your light roll down. But that's Collective Soul, that's not Creed. Oh, man, who's the other Creed? Thank you, Discalte. I appreciate it. What is the other... Oh, man, what's their other big song? With arms wide open. I can't believe that I'm actually, because I'm so enamored of this possibility, that I'm actually going to go and find another Creed song that I might have recognized. Thank you for the follow over on my channel, Wolfram. God damn it. I can't find the other songs. Torn, my own prison, what's this life for? Oh yeah, that's right. I remember the other one. It's higher. No, not trying. Trying requires effort. And the effect is quite beyond my control. The effect is caused by my passion for strutting the web of connections between people, even separated by words or death. Even in death, connections persist, yeah. I'm surprised he's still as coherent as he is. Oh, well, it's just a matter of time. Well, this guy came and he started by saying arms wide open, and so I immediately started thinking of the Creed song, and then it said his voice was deep like a waterfall, and I'm like, okay. So I decided that his voice was the dude from Creed. My studies took me all over this world. Oh, wait. Ancient thing. My studies took me out. Then it turns... Okay, so it turns from... If his voice is now dry and papery, it has to turn from his voice to the voice of the lead singer of Live. No, Michael Stipe. So it changes from the guy from Creed's voice to... My studies took me all over this world. And to lands beyond the stars. Before I finally came to the bloom, here my hunger took on a more literal meaning. With careful hands, he opens his clothing, exposing a maw, one of the bloom's sentient mouths. There's a maw in him? You sense otherness beyond it, a gateway to a place beyond this one. I told you that my studies changed when I came to the bloom. This is how. A maw claimed me. Now we both feed, quite harmlessly mind you, on the connections between people. I understand the sensation can be quite pleasant. If you wish to feed us, bring a close friend to visit us. We will be here waiting. What? I don't know that I want anybody feeding on him. I'm not sure that I like the feeding thing. Blame it on the rain. Okay. Maw that meets the eye. Very nice, Christensen. It's a dude with a maw on his cloak. Maw that meets the eye. Alright. Hello, Crimper. This filthy old man is dressed in a motley of rags, aimed artfully to emphasize the inhuman reach of his needle-like fingers and the two protruding humps on his back, as if his mutations are a source of pride. He wears smoked goggles on his forehead, parked above the transparent eyelids and his noseless face. Okay, so this guy's clearly Jethro Tull. Sitting on a park bench. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna... I won't keep up with that little conceit. His teeth are small, even, and shining white. He shows them often as he smiles to himself. His pockets are filled with trinkets and baubles that he has picked from the piles of trash. No, I mean, I believe that, Descalti, but it still creeps me out. I'll have to think about that a little bit. Aye, what are we here? Who comes to disturb old Crimper? Have you come to search for this bounty with me? You're welcome to share. Share, you hear? What are you doing here? Aye, what does it look like I'm doing? I dig and I answer questions for fools. Not everything in a trash heap is trash, but wastrels abound. Why waste? Why waste indeed? Feh! Tourists, feh! Always bothering Crimper. Have you ever found anything valuable here? Oh yeah, people lose all kinds of treasures in the trash. Unexploded detonations, blocks of metal that spark and steam with nanospirit swarms, a marble with a cloud of insects inside, half-used healing injectors, a Caloxtrian Asvale even. That brought me many shins. What is the best item you found here? Ah, yeah. It was this. He fumbles around in his pockets, slapping at his shapeless rags before he reaches a hidden stash and pulls something out. Yeah, I know, right, Jedi? More money is the answer to that question. More money. About half the size of a forearm, covered in knots and whorls. Not whorls, not whorls. Whorls and tendrils. It looks like I might still be alive. I found this a year ago. It was buried near Garkoto's tank, and I would have missed it if it hadn't wriggled. Listen. He squeezes it and sets it down, and the thing begins to sing in a slow, discordant tone. The device shivers and rolls around on the ground, hooting and piping through tiny mouths in its tendrils and whorls, and then issues a melancholy belch. The mouths close, and the thing ceases its movement and sound. I laugh every time. I had to shed blood for this one, Some human thought to take it from me. Ah, it was my only comfort the night young Gottlieb disappeared. Helped me through, it did. Seems like little Nailish has an awful lot of trash. This is the midden for the bloom, to be sure. I've crossed through many chambers and cavities, and none of them have this kind of refuse. The mutants did not make this much mess, and new piles of garbage appear daily. So much work. As Crimper looks away, you dip your fingers into the wide pocket where he dropped the music box. Your fingers close around something wet, and it grunts just a bit as you snatch it free. You stash the musical log away before he looks back at you. All right, farewell, see you. Aye, child. You ask plenty of questions about the refuse and the hidden treasures here, but not so much about finding treasures of your own. Have you ever dreamed of picking your future from the ground? I can show you, oh yes. An apprentice, maybe? I haven't had someone learn from me since young Gottlieb. This is not going to work well because I stole this thing. Ah, yeah, good. Good. Well, I'm kind of thinking that this guy, I'm not sure what I think about this dude. I feel a little bad, though, now that he wanted to actually teach me something. I've been streaming today for, let's see, almost 2 hours on this channel. I streamed for 3 hours before on my channel. I'm streaming for almost 2 hours now. I'll be streaming for another hour, and then I'll be wrapping up, and I'll be giving way to Chrono Wolf, who will be hitting you guys up with Night Howls. We'll be playing some Fallout 3. And then I will be back on my channel on Friday. Ah, good, good. The first possession in your hands should be on your hands. A trash picker needs gloves or skin like synth. Stone, glass, and ordure combine in these piles, and like as not, some sharps will pierce your skin. You want none of that fluid in your core, child, or you end up like Crimper here or poor Vrung. Not right between the ears. This one picked clean. See how the pile is strewn, and behold, a pile of last resort. You want those relatively undisturbed. All right, we find something that may be useful. Now over here, the others hit the pile quick but not deep. You want to go deeper than the surface, yeah, but you need to go fast and carefully. Ah, yeah, you learn quickly. You have a true gift. Come back and share some time with me, child. I will, thanks. And hope you never lose that music box. All right. Musical log, worth 300 gold. That's the thing that matters. Everlit. $728 shins? Holy crap. Oh my god. What? Okay, I can sell the Everlit and I can sell this, right? Because there's no use item. I'm gonna save before I use this thing. Wow. You hold a small metal cube in the palms of your hands. It spreads warmth throughout your body. You can barely make out a soothing voice whispering softly. Mighty warlords, yet so small. So you shall understand me. Your help, not free, wisdom to bestow. It rapidly rattles off a series of instructions and then starts repeating them. You're not entirely sure you could follow them or what would happen if you do. Try to figure those out. Oh, okay. 100%, baby. We rich. Yeah, we are. You can figure out most of the instructions, and once the intelligence points them out, the connectors and activation methods seem obvious. But a few steps are explained in an obscure manner. Go back to go forward. Revolve the crux. Go forward to go back. Only now final. Okay. Detach the power source to rotate the core of the device. Safely reattach the power source and switch the device on. cube hisses and releases some kind of energy outwards through your arms, as it courses through your body, exploring your form somehow. It takes you a moment to realize that as it passed, it left new, unfamiliar memories etched into your mind. These memories appear to have belonged to an ancient automaton craftsman, and they increase your understanding of all things mechanical. Lore machinery increased by 1, skill level specialized, permanently gain 1 intellect pool, maximum intellect pool is now 21. Hell yeah. 140 shins. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, I mean, I was doing some of that in the book before that, Wolfram. It's, I was trained as a public speaker and a debater, so I had to do learning of some of how to handle speaking for long periods of time, but my voice can definitely get sore. When I'm singing, for example, if I'm singing, especially doing a gig, I have to be careful because if I'm not careful, I can overload my voice and I feel it. So I definitely do not want to be one of those people that ends up having to go, you know, get throat surgery or something like that. So, yeah. Whole middle section of this building is gone, erased from existence by something that passed directly through. The most likely culprit is the vehicle that rests a short distance away. This thing, presumably. It's Garkodo, huh?
Of course.
Structure is built in a style you've never seen before. Stone is pitted and ancient. Oh yeah, let me talk to this dude first. Wandor. As you approach this bulk of stone and fur, it starts to move, becoming less of an inanimate object and more of a man. Before you stands a giant figure with a beard so thick it seems like sculpted granite. But when you see his gentle eyes, a tangible wave of peace washes over you. I am happy to see you, Adon. You have been gone too long. The Peacebringer. It would be good to repay my debt to him. He is a good man. I'm not the man you think I am, Allegern grunts. It is me, Adon. Wandor. Perhaps it has been too long. Perhaps you do not remember me. Sorry that I've made you unhappy. Do not be sorry. You must help many people. It was foolish to think you would remember me. It does not matter. I will help him if I can. Your voice is deep and powerful? Oh, so you got one of those voices. You have like Grey Old Gamer's voice on here. Anyone who listens to Grey Old Gamer on Sundays know that this guy is just like, welcome to all my people here. I'm here speaking to you because I am Grey Old Gamer with the deepest possible voice. It's 3:29 in the AM and you're listening to Perspectives. I mean, that guy is just butter. Straight butter with his voice. So I'm assuming that's the kind of voice that you've got. Why have you returned, Adon? Can I help you in any way? How are you, Wandor? Better than before. Better than before we met. Then there was sadness in me. Rage and sadness fed by my many thoughts. But you found the stranger inside me and took it out. Since that day I have felt peace. Sadness at what? Rage at what? No longer matters. Who is the stranger you mentioned? I do not know. But it entered my head in the accident. It was heavy like a golden stone. It made my thoughts faster but sharper. They made me sad. They made me angry. But you told me you could help. You took out the device, took away the dangerous thoughts, leaving me calm. You said you had more use for thoughts than I did. What accident? I don't remember. The stranger held the memories and the pain, and the stranger is gone. You took it. Let's talk about something else. Oh, wait. What's the stranger you mentioned? I think you can help me open Aeon Tozen's maw. Of course. Anything for you, Adon. Anything. I will join you when you speak to him next. But is this guy gonna... like a jazz announcer? Nice. Nice. But wait a minute, though. If I bring this guy to talk to what's-his-face here, Aeon Tozen, is he gonna kill him? Is he gonna... or is he gonna do something where he gives him back his anger? Because I don't know if I want to give him back his anger. You know, like, I don't... I'm a little nervous about that, frankly. Alright, because I like this guy. This guy reminds me of a very quiet Brian Blessed. Or like a very calm John Rhys Davies, you know? If Brian Blessed were like did not yell out all of his lines, that would be him. I'm Brian Blessed, and I'm calm. You know, that's Brian Blessed. John Rhys Davies, like Treebeard. John Rhys Davies, who was your Treebeard voice. That's exactly right. Alright. My friend Wandor here will help me feed you. Oh, man. Please be careful. Through the thunderous pulses of pleasure, you see tentacles spilling from within Tozen's clothing. A maw opening. Rin peers through the portal in the world beyond it. She slumps. Following her gaze, you find Tozen staring at her in return, a curious expression on his face. Of course. Never thought I'd see her again after the way she tore out of here. Is he really? I didn't know that, Takanjia. A pale, transparent figure steps out from whatever world lies on the other side. He turns this way and that, perhaps attempting to get his bearings. Seeing Tozen and his maw directly behind him, he scampers off to the side to create some personal space. On finally noticing you, he gives a cheery wave. As Wander shuffles away, he eyes you with suspicion, his smile a distant memory. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Oh man, are you pissed at me now, Wandor? Don't be pissed. What do you want, Adon? You angry at me? No, but I want you to go away. Looking at you makes me unhappy. Looking at you makes me question why you helped me. It makes me wonder if I am better as I am now. I do not think I am. What did he take from me? Why? I do not think it was just to help me. I bet he learned something. I bet what he learned from him is that you can't... is that the guy who did this to him wasn't totally being altruistic. And of course that's true. He was being altruistic. He was not being altruistic. Querzimian. Querzimian. There you go. Oh, James Earl Jones, the best. Brian Blessed is the man. Pale, ghostly figure wears outlandish clothes and a horned helm. Opaque, tangled scars from an unfamiliar weapon loop and curl over his transparent body. Oh, you. Have you found my brother yet? One of these trips I'll stop being surprised. Was I supposed to be looking for him? Really? You told me... Of course. Right. This is the first time we meet, isn't it? Hello, I'm Querzimian, and I've been traveling through time and looking for my brother for millions of years. Nice to meet you. Bet he tries this time. Ha! You almost never fall for that. That'll keep me going for at least another 100 times of you not trying to shake my hand. Hey, I've been doing this a long time. You find entertainment where you can. At any rate, let me know if you see my brother, huh? You came out of that maw. Are you connected to the bloom? To the what? Oh, no, I'm not. I just sort of, well, let's call it swim between places. Following currents, you know. Someone pulled a plug and here I am. How many times have we spoken? Good question. Thousands, I'd say. Always a pleasure, mind you, though I don't know why we keep running into each other. I don't see anyone else more than once. If I had to guess, it's your relationship with the tides, but I don't mind. It's nice seeing a familiar face. He's probably the closest thing to a friend I have. What are those scars from? Scars? Oh, those look painful. No idea. Have to say I'm glad I don't remember, though. Are you a ghost? I like to think so, but I don't really remember dying. Just the traveling and searching. And you'd think this helmet wouldn't keep moving around if I was, you know, spectral. On the other hand, I seem to remember promising my brother I'd haunt him when I died, so there's some evidence for the other side. What does your brother look like? Well, sort of like me minus the helmet. And he's from a world long ago, so he might be wearing... Oh. Right, I do this every time we meet. It's just that I usually go centuries between running into you, and I always forget that you can't have possibly seen him. Still, let me know if you see him, huh? It's always worth a shot. I won't give up on him. What's the helmet about, anyway? So glad you asked. I love this story. I ended up on this battlefield once. It was... well, it hadn't gone well for the side wearing these helmets. I walked up this blackened hill following the shouting, and I saw... it was probably a city once, but it was on fire and covered in black flames. There were just 2 fighters left. The big man wearing this helmet and her. She was huge and made of screaming shadows. Hi, baby. And that same black fire, and when the warrior charged at her roaring, she just touched him. She touched him and he fell over, twitching and burning. One of these times you told me she was called the Sorrow. Since this is the first time we've met, I'm guessing you had some questions for me. Your perception of time is a little confusing. Heh, it's barely clear on my end. The Sorrow destroyed a city? Jedi says hello. A big one, around the size of 3 Saguses and a bloom. But the people of the city were abusing the tides in some way. From what you told me about the Sorrow, that sort of thing makes her really unhappy. But I didn't think they deserved to vanish, despite whatever they'd done. So I took the helmet off the warrior when he'd, you know, stopped melting a bit. Now I carry it with me to remind me of them. Hold on, you know about the tides? And X5 says hi, and the Grows says hi. He actually says Senevine, and then does this. They pull me from... Of course I do! Sorry, forgot. First time, I know. They pull me from place to place like normal tides do. That's why I keep seeing different times and places and never stop at any one place for long. Tides don't rest, and neither do I. It's a little tiring sometimes. Or at least I think I'm tired, which is probably the same thing. Hey, can you actually sense the tides flowing through me? No. Well, let's fix that. He thrusts all 5 fingers through your chest. The feeling isn't unpleasant. In fact, you feel the tides surging through his arm, through you, and you see them curving back over your shoulders and back through him, binding you together. There. Should be easier for you to sense the tides now. Just remember that she's out there. Flowing around with the tides doesn't seem to make her mad. Abusing them? I don't recommend it. Yeah, skill level specialized, tidal affinity increased by 1. Oh yeah. That's right. Brian Blessed, Chief of the Bird People. Okay. Oh, wait. I wanted to ask you where your brother was. Okay. Cool. Alright, now I want to talk to what's-his-face.
What's his face?
What's his name?
You can see his face, but you just don't know his name.
This guy. What's his name? Alright, Antozen. You recognize Rin, don't you? I believe I do. You came through me, didn't you, my dear? Yes. I mean, you were there when I came through. But what do you mean... I can through you. That should be I came through you. You emerged from another world, with arms wide open. No, while I was feeding on the dying love between a married couple. I don't know why you ran off. I would have been happy to help you find your way home after I'd finished eating. I was scared. Of everything. I offer apologies for my rudeness. I was not... well. This is it. My way home. What do I need to do to send Rin home? My maw does not open whenever I will it. It requires sustenance. The bands of love and hate that bind us. Bring me someone who feels strongly for you, and we will secure a path home for the little one. Wait, I just did bring you someone. What? I have to bring you someone else? Can I bring him Rin?
Why not just bring Jedi? He likes you.
Bring Jedi. Yeah, Jedi, do you mind being fed to the Maw of the Bloom? You cool with that? Right, but I'm saying, like, does she count, though, as an ally? Like, in other words, can I have her... We're gonna find this out. What I'm curious about is whether I can... Do I get anything in return? Yes, but you won't know what that is until after you do it. Should be fine. Oh, okay. Man, subjects above a certain age. Man, that's lame.
What's lame?
Well, you can use the 2 other members of your party, Metkina or Alagurn. But I don't know that I want him to feed. It's not really feeding, but it's kind of that. 12 cookies and it's a deal, Jedi says. All right. I mean, if you want a cookie to be fed to the Maw of the Bloom, I mean, you know. Who am I to say anything different?
But he said 12 cookies, not one cookie.
True. That's true.
Oh, today's Hot Fudge Sunday day.
Yeah, did you see that? Hot Fudge Sunday day, so Sunday driver. Get it? Like driver on Sunday, but...
Yeah, I'm sure.
Today it's Hot Fudge Sunday day. So the calendar says Sunday driver. So if you guys have not already done so, you guys should go get a Hot Fudge Sunday. Because it's Hot Fudge Sunday day today.
I did get some ice cream.
Did you really?
In school.
Man, I didn't... Well, we do have some ice cream downstairs, I guess.
We got some as a special treat.
Wow. What kind of ice cream?
Well, it's half and half. Buffalo bits
Consider it done.
and piece of cake.
Buffalo Bits. What kind of ice cream is that?
Or Buffalo Bills. I
Buffalo Bills? An
don't
ice
know.
cream?
I don't know if it's either.
Did you... Was it one of your 2 field trips? Because you went on 2 field trips, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You went on 1 field trip today and 1 on Thursday. So the one you went today.
Well, it's today because the other one is.
Is Thursday. But it was when you were on the field trip that you got the ice cream? Oh. Pretty cool. I can't get a Hot Fudge Sundae now? I don't like Hot Fudge Sundaes. I prefer ice cream without extras. Well, Jedi, it's okay. Everyone is allowed to have one objectively wrong opinion. I'm just kidding. Back into the crashed vehicle you saw in the Memovirus courtyard. Oh. That's the back end of it. Okay. Okay, that's interesting.
Can't you go through there because of the one thing? Might hurt yourself.
I may, in fact, do something like that.
I love the people when you're looking through. Like
I'm
in the
going.
big area. I love how they look.
Yep.
Whoa.
Arvin Castle or Richard Elleron. I have not seen Castle with Nathan Fillion and Stana Katic. I have not, I must say.
What about those people?
His name is Torquemandary. Milady, I'm measuring a cross-dimensional velocity by estimating the passage of certain landmarks. I think these are all ghosts.
Really? Bad ones, do you think?
No.
On it.
You sure? Whoa. Others.
They're all saying different things. A hot fudge sundae is ice cream, usually vanilla ice cream, with hot fudge over it. Like kind of like chocolate syrup. Wow. Maybe I should just wait and get more information. Okay, we already read that. Embedded in the metal wall is a complicated display. A number of charts seem to track positional variables. Unfortunately, the text is in a language you've never seen before, so you can't discern anything more.
But man, can't believe there are ghosts there.
Why?
Yes.
Why can I not get that? Oh, there we go.
Fine.
Ooh, a sign. Particular model appears to have been made for a small child.
Ooh, that's me. Yeah, we can take it because you have a kid in your group.
Yeah, although it says it doesn't even fit her, it's even smaller than that.
Wow.
This device appears to be one of the engines that once drove this vehicle. Okay. It usually doesn't if you eat it fast enough. And bananas. Well, okay. I can go along with liking bananas for sure. A pale blue light pulses gently. The air in this space feels charged, almost solid. A small glass control panel, apparently hovering in the air, winks with light and fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel. Before you touch it, ghosts materialize around you, crowding you with their intangible presence, with their need. What do you intend with this? Suffering will come if you persist. Controlled from a central point. Who are you people? I am Anstel. I do not exist. I am Caradig, a merchant noble. I was on a pleasure cruise and sought to expand my business. Neither do I exist. An. These others are Torquera the Vargellan, Bindari and her companion, Methanwi. We do not exist because we are dead, crushed to death in the crash. We are projections of my memory. I am the Katera's intelligence. These projections are the memorial of my failure to serve my passengers.
What crash?
Why would you this vehicle crashed a long time ago? Why would you create a memorial for your passengers? I retain memories of my passengers' actions. I watched them live. I felt them die within me. What else can I do but provide a memorial for them? They would have lived for many more years were it not for my failure. I was endowed with the desire to pilot the Katina, to cause my passengers to arrive safely. This is denied to me. My secondary objective is retaining the knowledge and memory of the circumstances leading up to and surrounding their deaths. This will aid in reconstructing the events of the crash and may provide solace to their survivors. Until such time as a qualified diagnostician arrives, I cannot permit my cores to go dormant. Instead, the emotion I quantify as grief powers my display. Do you know that one of the passengers survived? A woman named Qian still lives nearby. My external sensors were destroyed. Some passengers were ejected. Calculations suggested that none could have survived such an event. I am grateful for this information. I may have a way to give your passengers a more lasting memorial. I carry a shared mind space in my psyche. If we can link our minds, we could preserve the memories of your riders. In your mind. None of my medical records indicate such a thing as possible. However, I concede that my knowledge is incomplete, if it is possible. But no, my duty is to keep the passengers' memories alive here. Your power will not last forever here. Transferring your knowledge to my mind will ensure the survival of your memories. I think probably. You may be correct. The loss of a physical place may be rectified through a longer and more personal memory space. I carry a neural network. Let us establish a direct connection. I have the necessary tool. Place this atop your head. A few more moments and we can begin the data transfer. Okay. Fortunately. Whew! That wasn't a guarantee. The thin wires enter your peripheral vision and slip behind your eyes. Agony paints blossoms across your vision. The ragged shapes of pain resolve into the world around you, the world as the Katina sees it. Connection established. Telemetry, destination, access to old records, ambient temperatures. It's almost too much to process, but you manage to tamp down the overwhelming flow and relegate it to the background. One by one, the ghosts around you begin to wink out of existence. You can feel them awakening inside you. Oh, so if I removed... So the ghosts are going to stay inside this memory space that I have in my mind so that their memories will be preserved instead of just being in this ship.
So they'll be allowed to survive?
Mm-hmm. That was why I did it. So there's an option here to remove the power source, but if I remove the power source from the device, I think that would mean that the transfer would stop and then they would all really be dead. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave the device alone. Maybe. Wait, am I wrong? So it's good? Wait a second. Let me just make sure.
Let's do it.
Because I do need this power source.
Making a note.
With the Katina's intelligence gone, your work proceeds quietly and quickly. You slide the containment device open. Inside the glowing blue tube, you see a rack of 10 cylinders. 9 of them are cold and inert, but one of them hums and blurs, a barely perceptible vibration as it fades into and out of this reality. You gently remove the clamps that hold the powered cylinder in place. This is what I need for my awesome knife. The lights wink out. A deep, almost ultrasonic moan ripples down the Katina's walls as the power within the tubes and wires flickers away. An alien voice babbles something over a small speaker near the control panel. You are left standing in darkness. Everything around you is quiet and still. Passageway leading to the next segment of the vehicle is blocked by debris. This is as far as you're able to go.
All right.
Studs, let's see. Tucked in one of the gloves is a piece of paper. Crude picture of the gloves. The glyphs do not indicate the glove's purpose. Okay. Nice. Alrighty. So now we have to go back
Here I go.
and talk to what's-his-face. What's his name, I should say. It's a nicer way of putting it. Talk to what's-his-name. So I can get back Ioksu. So I can power up the weapon that I have with him. And then I think I can talk to Kian. And then I'll continue with this.
Go back. Oh no, it doesn't do it anymore because you took the power thing out of it.
Right, it doesn't do the electricity going down the top, right?
Oh, I missed that. That was so cool.
Well, I think it was good, though, that I made them,
Yes.
I gave them a way to be
Yes,
permanently
now.
alive, right?
I love it. You just said yes.
Yes, now. Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Oops. I got your thing, big guy. Does Senna have a Player Unknown's Battleground stream plan? No. No, I can pretty much definitively tell you that is not going to happen. Not for a good 9 to 10 years, anyway. Let's see. Would this work for the scalpel I showed you earlier? Connect it and see. It is a simple matter. If you are successful, I will see what can be done about the blade itself. So many questions. He would learn more and more quickly through his own experimentation. Well, darn it. I don't want to mess with anything, man.
Come on.
Alright. It works.
Making a note.
You take out the cylinder that you found in the crashed Katina and try to slide into the compartment on the hilt. Initially it looks as though it won't quite fit, but you discover if you press the cylinder gently against the opening, it gradually resizes itself and fits neatly inside. A small, fine blade of pure transdimensional energy sprouts from the hilt. You realize this device is a scalpel. With a twist of the hand, the blade can quickly be switched on or off. Critical hits wielder gains phase, transal damage transdimensional, plus 30% evasion, blah, 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 plus 3 damage, max 15. Alright, that's pretty awesome. Alright, now, you promise to modify this scalpel. He sets it on his bench and his fingers fly between his tools and the blade. The process takes only a few moments, and when he's finished, he extends his arm to the side and waits for you to take it from his palm. When you do, he returns to his notes. His sullen air is almost infectious. 9 transdimensional damage, plus 3 damage per effort applied. On hit, confers cut through dimensions, minus 5 resistance. On critical hit, wielder also gains fade. Wow! This thing is awesome. Oh, actually, wait, I have need of your wares. Mostly I need you to buy things for me. Alright. First of all, please sell this.
Yeah, that's absolutely weird.
Also sell this. Also sell that. Also sell that.
Definitely not sell that. Don't sell your favorite.
No, I'm not going to sell the scalpel, no.
It's too awesome.
Yeah, it's a good question. Whether it'll be that way in 10 years. Right, that's the deception thing. Heretic's Fork I don't need. Entropic Engine. Embrace the All. Permanent +1 training level and concentration. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to buy that. Okay. Now what about this? I could use some of those. Good, lovely. I don't think I need that. Don't need that necessarily. Heals points of intellect. I do need that. points of speed. Can always sell these back if I need to. Okay. Oh, Ecstasy Paralyzer. That's right. Confer dazed. Confer blah blah blah. Okay. I'm gonna guess that this would be better, and it's a light ranged weapon. 10 mental damage. Oh, interesting. So I've got two options, starting to getting overpowered. Hey, you know, X5. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, though, right? Like, that's all I can do. All right, so the question is, I'm going to get one of these for Rin. The question is whether I'm going to get her the Ecstasy Paralyzer, which confers Dazed, and on a critical hit confers Stunned, which is really useful, or if I'm going to get her the Piton Driver, which will add 2 damage per effort applied. The reason I like this is because it's mental damage. I mean, she doesn't have really any might to speak of, so intellect probably makes more sense. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I even have, I figured as much, Duscalte. I even have a flask to do that. Hey, JLC, what's up? All right, I'm going to get this. So we're going to sell this thing. And we're going to buy this thing. Where? Oh, there it is. I was like, wait, where did it go?
Okay,
There we go.
guess I can use this.
All right, there's that. Oh, the flask isn't enough by itself, really? I thought it was. Okay, and then we've got this, which I just bought, but this thing is pretty epic, actually. All right, I'm giving this to her because this is going to be much more effective with her.
Really?
Yeah.
How
This,
great is she?
well, it's her ability is to do stuff like this.
Oh, then
So,
definitely give that to her.
and she had something which was a good weapon, but this is a better weapon, I think, than what she had, so.
Way better.
So, okay. And the Cipher. It's kind of expensive, though. Okay. I think I'm good. You have to overdose? Okay. Alright, lovely.
Yes.
So let me go tell Kian that I've addressed the situation with her ship. Let's put it that way.
Addressed.
Exactly.
Doing it now.
It's a scalpel, but it's a heavily improved scalpel. It's like a sword scalpel now, you know?
Sword scalp.
Right. It's a scalpord. It's a sword pel. It's a sword pel.
Hey, barefoot? Or her. Or him.
Where are you, Keon?
Kaylin. Whoa,
No,
what's
no, no.
that?
What's what? This?
No. But what is
This? That's the front of that ship that you saw the other side of.
What are they doing?
Those are slaves that are being kept in there by a cage.
Are they nice?
Well, yeah, I mean, I freed one of them already. Where I can find them all.
How did you free one?
Okay, so she doesn't care about the ship
Fine.
yet.
Wait, wait.
I bought him and then freed him.
Wait, no, don't go back. What is that thing?
This?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's one of the maws, but it's closed currently.
What's a knob?
It's like a thing that opens up to provide passage to other places. It's Mini-You. It is Mini-You. It's Little Arv, my daughter. My beloved daughter.
I thought it was little you.
No, you're Little Arv.
Yeah, I'm little Arv.
That's what I said. And
Kaylin is mini Arv.
is Mini-Arv, right. Kaylin is Mini-Arv. Her younger brother, who's much younger, he's actually only a year old, is Mini-Arv. She, who is 9.5 now, is Little Arv.
Are you sure you should be letting them go there?
Yeah, why not?
It's too. Looks like
Well,
For them, they have to
Alright,
do so
here I
much
go.
running.
they do. They have to do lots of running.
They must be tired.
Okay, so we did all of this.
It's a plan.
What's this? You stand before its noble grace, Garkoto. Keep your tongue civil and you'll keep your tongue. Okay.
I don't understand.
Alright. Will she be medium Arv when she grows up? She'll be her own Arv at that point. Okay. You stand before a painted spherical tank fashioned of metal and synth. The paint is old and cracking. Inside the tank is a murky liquid, or possibly a thickened gas, and every so often you can see motion from a fluke, flipper, or strangely deformed arm within. A cleverly disguised grill on the front of the tank squawks out the distorted voice of the tank's occupant. It buzzes and moans, drawing out some words and shortening others in a burst of static. I am Garkodo, a prince of the Farhad and the delegate here in Little Nyalesh. You have my gratitude for averting the violence with the Memovirus soldiers. But I must know, why did you act? It felt like the right thing to do. The humans were most definitely in trouble. However, their debts would have transferred that trouble to me, and so you have saved me from an inconvenience. And for this you have my gratitude. The bloom is dangerous now, and I would shield my people from that danger, as would the Memavira, I hope.
Is he real or what happened to him?
Oh, thank you, Wolfram. Well, she does have a chair already.
Is that person living?
She does have a chair. She's actually sitting on the chair, but there's only so far over that she can go. But to accommodate you, here we go. Inadvertently just. I wonder if this human is worth dealing with. The flux and the boom and the Memovirus's weakness is apparent in the instability of the maws we use for trade and transport. The old maws are closing and new ones open to take their place. There is a new maw here in Little Nyalesh, one I would like to see open, but the Memavira refuses to aid me. She won't even leave her fortress.
I have a question.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Who is that guy? And what is that?
I don't know. He's apparently the leader of this place, but I don't entirely know who he is. He's a mutant character who apparently runs this area of the bloom.
Yeah, but how is he able to get in there? And what?
I don't know.
Is he just liquid?
No, he's not liquid. He's somebody that's in the liquid, but I don't know who he is.
Is he able to survive?
Apparently he is. I'm looking for two thieves called Delny and Vrung. I was told I could find them here. This is their home, yes. At the moment, they are hiding at the end of an alley. What can you tell me about Delny and Vrung? Young mutants, though not the best of our kind. Delny possessed a great empathy, a psychic reverberation, while Vrung's powers are more subtle. Delny has changed. It's her association with Vrung, who has always been dangerous, troublesome. Perhaps, as long as they do nothing harmful to our people, I do not act, but I will not hesitate should that situation change. What was the proximate cause of the fight between the Memovirus guards and your people? The bloom no longer favors the Memavira. The bloom is the source of the Memovirus power. If she has no power, the pay for her protection has vanished. We pay for reality, not promises. Perhaps our people have grown tired of the humans taking. I should get B. Oh yeah, BB would be epic with this person. Absolutely. Where did your people come from? Our home is the city of Nyalesh and the steadfast beyond. My cousins of the Fahat rule over the three-tier city wisely and well. When a maw portal opened in Nyalesh, we investigated to see if we might eke out a profit. A little bit. We saw enough possibility that our explorers sent for me, a minor prince of the Farhat. I was to head this trade embassy. I did not think that the maw would close behind us, but 10 years ago it did. Tell me of the steadfast. You ask much of me. I can tell you only what I have heard, for our glorious city is what they call the beyond. The steadfast is a collection of kingdoms, principalities, and other lesser denominations of feudalism held together through the dictates of their religion, the order of truth. The Aeon priests of the order have spread their faith far and more. I hear they have even established a foothold in the city of Sagus Cliffs. What can you tell me of the Fahad? My brethren are blessed mutants, each diverging into a new pathway for humanity. We rule over the city of Nilesh, using the powers bestowed by our remarkable births to lead normal humanity to a new age of possibilities. We are close in spirit, yet rivals in politics, for the truth of a mutation lies in its ability to prove its use. The subtleties of our machinations are lost here, alas. Tell me more about Nilesh. The city was once a machine, a colossal device that creates churn. We built atop the machine, creating elaborate structures and impossible architectures, and our city grew into the sky. The great and powerful of Nilesh live among the fielded spires and the arcing byways, with powered cars lifting us to the skies in a moment. The shops and palaces of our people, alas, to think that I might die away from my home. To see sunrise over the cold desert again. To speak with Yigthli on the concourse one last time. See, these ones are not the computer voice because this is I'm reading their thoughts. So it's only the computer voice that's messed up, not his thoughts.
But
Yes.
Dad, look. If you watch closely.
Yeah, there is something. Yep, I just saw something brush through there. That's really cool.
Like this ghost type.
Yeah, my daughter just noticed that. I didn't notice that until just now. That's really awesome. This little thing passing by there. That's really cool.
Glowing.
Such good art in this game. Why are the maws changing and closing? Do you ask for my knowledge or my conjecture? If the first, then I must confess my ignorance. If the second, I believe the bloom as a feeding cycle. It is an enormous organism, you know, and I suggest that these events are part of a larger pattern. Perhaps the bloom is preparing itself for a new Memavira.
But why is it hesitating like that?
Oh, it's staticky. I'm trying to do a computer voice because it's like not, the computer voice is kind of broken. So,
Computer?
yeah, the computer voice, not the person, the computer voice.
But why is there a computer?
I guess because that's the only way he can speak out of a tank. Would be why. I'd like to hear your theories on why the mods are shifting again. Oh, okay. Do you want to take the Memavira's place? I do not desire such responsibility, nor do I seek the attentions of the bloom.
Updated my
Farewell, Garkodo. In case word has not yet reached your ear, I am offering a bounty to the first who can open the newborn and tell me what lies on the other side. Of course, the first step is to discover what the mama wishes to eat. Without that knowledge, it cannot be opened. I'll look into it. Okay, I have to say I'm kind of relieved that quest is over because doing that voice was kind of annoying. It was difficult. Alright. How are we doing on time? Oh, so we're close to about 15 minutes. So we've got about 10-15 minutes left, guys, before I give way to Chrono Wolf. So that might be enough to finish most of Nilesh there, possibly. Did I ever talk to you guys? I'll talk to them. Unfortunately, all I have is Gatorade up here, although there's a glass, I think, of water in the bedroom, honey. Okay.
Yes.
In that gas tank.
I don't know, sweetheart. I don't know anything about him. I know as much as you do about him. Alright, let's talk to these guys. What's up, punks?
Remember that.
Sharp-faced young man reminds you of a great rodent, more prone to scampering and sidling than running or walking. Ah, thank you, Gross. Shadows play across his face, distorting his features, and you were unable to get a clear glimpse of his face. Thank you, Jedi. I appreciate it. Even so, or perhaps especially because of it, he seems to bear a notable resemblance to the young woman standing next to him, their faces shifting and changing in near perfect time. What do you want, Popinjay? I don't like the look of this one. Better get rid of him fast. Who's the girl with you? For the briefest moment, you think you see the face of a victim in her shadows. She casts a despairing eye at you, and then the darkness fills her face with a sneer. Her? She's no one. I am Vrung. I asked who the girl with you is. I said she's no one you need be concerned about. She's my shadow and my hidden blade, and you should take care I don't stick you with her. I want to know about the girl with you. Tell me of her. Why do you keep asking about her? Delny is mine, and she'll stay mine until I say otherwise. I'm the one who's interesting. I'm the one you should care about. Why won't he let this go? This one's ticking me off. flash of blue skin beneath the shadows. Her mouth works frantically as if she's trying to tell you something while her captor struggles with his fury. Good. Why does the girl's face keep changing when you talk? Her, she's no one. I am Vrung.
What about him?
The psychic bond you have on Delny. Remove it. She's mine. She'll go on my word, not yours. If you don't let her go, I'll teach you what suffering truly is.
What's going on with her?
Yes, got it. I think she's under his control, but not for long. It's all right, one moment. Shadows flow away from his face and body. He's a much scrawnier person than you thought, almost gaunt, and he doesn't look at all dangerous or menacing. Wonder how long this thug's gonna stick around the bloom. Maybe I can get her back someday.
What happened?
Am I free? Oh, God's the pain. Make it stop. Okay, let me heal you.
Who's the pain?
Okay, I healed her.
What person?
This person was covered by a psychic shadow. You see how the shadow's gone from her now?
Oh.
Her eyes snap open in terror, seeking any refuge from the nightmares that seem to be replaying in her head. She sees you then, and she begins to relax immediately, her muscles unclenching one by one, and she eases out of her seizure.
Is it her?
Thank the gods you're not Vrung, she whispers. Yeah, that's her, this one right here. The shadows have, that's this woman, that's this person, Delny. The shadows have peeled, that we just rescued, yeah. The shadows have peeled away, drifting into the air like poisonous smoke and revealing Delny's true form. Her skin is an iridescent blue and her hair is bright pink. He's really gone. I can't feel him in my mind. You did it! Fahad be praised, you did it! I don't know how to thank you. You must have questions. How did you fall in with Vrung in the first place?
Which person? Which person?
This one, honey, right here.
Okay, but we know her.
No.
She's our team.
No, she's not our team.
That one? That one?
Oh, maybe it's this one. I guess it's this one. Okay, sorry.
That one.
All right, you're right. Senevine was right. I was wrong. Yeah, this one right here. But you see how she doesn't have the shadow on her anymore.
Yeah, she had the shadow on her before because he was...
Yep, Senevine's right. She was quite correct. I was not. He seemed dark and fascinating. The adults didn't want me to go near him, but he was like a mirror of what I wanted to be. Strong, mysterious, ambitious. I let him bend me and use my powers to make him more of what he wanted to be, and I didn't realize I was trapped until it was too late. It was my psychic power that drew him to me. He saw what I had. He wanted to take it, use it for himself. He called me an empathic amplifier. I could read people and I could make their feelings stronger. He used me to find out who the scared people were. And then we preyed on them. Tell me about yourself. I was born in Nihilish and my parents were good people. I learned the walkaways of the second tier by heart. That's how I discovered the portal to the bloom. I kept seeing the traders who came back from here and they always had such interesting wares. One day I snuck after them. I wanted to see where they came from. That was the day that Bloom closed its pathway to my home. I used to think it was my fault, but the Bloom doesn't seem to care for me now. After I got here and discovered I couldn't get home, I had to find a way to survive. I found 5 families who were willing to help me and who could afford to feed me once every few days. I helped them when I could and kept looking for a way home. But as I got older, I needed more excitement. That's when I met Vrung. I should have known better, but I was so lonely. No, never again. I had quite a time of it. How are you feeling? Even though I'm still in the bloom, even though we're still surrounded by all this, even though I need to make amends to everyone I robbed and bullied with Vrung, I feel hopeful. It feels like a new beginning, like the night has been peeled away and discarded. There's a new maw in Little Nihilish. Can you use your mental powers to find out what it wants? I could, I suppose, but I need to get near the maw to build a proper rapport with it, and I don't think that's a very good idea. Is she going to get hurt by doing this, though? Because if she's going to get hurt by doing this, I'm not on board. That's the question. Welcome back, Blood Spikes.
Just ask her.
I wish I could. That'd make it a lot easier. I don't know whether to do this or not. If this hurts her, though, I reserve the right to reload this, because I don't want to hurt children. So, if this turns out to be something that hurts her, I'm not on board. Alright. You did help me when you didn't have to. I'll do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna find out if this hurts her. If it does, then I'm gonna reload and I won't do that. It wants me. It wants me. It wants me. Something is drawing it to me. That part of me reaches back. That's nice. Would it be so bad to be devoured, to give my voice to the bloom, to carry on through the years as... No, wait, wait, wait! What was I thinking?
Making a note.
Guilt. It feeds on guilt. It tasted the guilt I feel for what I did when I was Vrung's toy. But it knew I wasn't responsible for that, so my guilt wasn't strong enough. Someone who has genuine guilt. Not regret, not shame, but all-consuming guilt. The maw will devour them. I think my debt to you is paid. Wow. Okay, so it needs guilt.
What is that moth?
That's one of the things that becomes like a tunnel when you open it up. Don't get too close for feeling guilty. It hungers. Okay. So, now I want to go back and see what happens with with Chion.
Try to find somebody that's
All
guilty.
right.
I have to find someone. I imagine there's more than a few down here that are guilty. I'm glad that she didn't get hurt, though. That would have bothered me.
She didn't.
She wasn't really guilty. She didn't feel guilty for what she had done because it wasn't her, you know, when she was attacking people, because she was covered by that shadow. She didn't,
I'm ready.
she wasn't the one doing it, so. And that's good. She shouldn't feel guilty for that.
There again?
Yep, because I need to go find someone that I had a quest for. Okay. Now, if the quest is neither failed or successful, that may suggest that the quest is not yet finished. Delny won't be bothering you anymore, and Vrung is gone. For good, I hope. Well, I certainly hope you're right. Regardless, you've done more than I ever could, and you have my gratitude. Please, accept this in thanks. If Vrung is truly gone, I can afford a little excess. Also, you may feel free to sleep here any time, no charge. I wonder what he could have done to Vrung. I hope he remains amiable towards me. Nice, I am going to sleep there to build up my strength. Hey, Total Control, what's up? Denley survived the maw. Yep, that was the key. I probably would have reloaded if she hadn't. No discernible power source in the device enabling it to heat the liquids. Could be the graphic material itself that's the source of that energy because it's so difficult to activate. Doesn't seem to be possible to tap directly into the cup's power source. Alright, another 400 shins for me then. Okay, so yes, I would like to sleep there. Okay. I would like to sleep here. Da 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 da. Totally healed. Totally rested. And Medkina.
They're still walking. Those slaves are still standing in that place.
That's right. Yeah, them are going to have to work on. It's taking me a little while for that, I think.
Dad, how do you open the energy thing?
You want it done right.
What energy thing, sweetie?
That thing, holding the prisoners.
Oh, well, I have to figure out what to do with this guy. I freed one of the slaves, but I haven't freed... I bought him. I bought the slave and then I freed him. But I haven't done anything with this.
All right.
In fact, I'll show you where I freed him.
What do you mean?
I'm going to show you where he works now. I got him a new job. Except now he's working for someone who pays him instead of someone who just keeps him as his own.
Yes.
Whoa, what's that? That thing.
What, this thing? Oh, that thing? That's a beast of burden. It's friendly. It's like a donkey, except it's huge and is on 2 feet.
Silly.
Yeah,
Cute.
he is kind of silly. Okay, this is the guy that I freed.
What about
He
the
works here
bird?
now. Let's see. Hey! You look like you're actually happy. Listen, I'm really grateful for what you've done for me, so I'm working on something on the side. Come back again sometime and I'll give it to you when I'm finished. So you like your new job? I didn't think I would, but I do. Mr. Sunderman even thinks I could start my own stand when I'm older. Farther away, of course. There's something weird about these two, though. Have you noticed they're almost exactly alike? Not like family, I mean, exactly. if I should tell them. How are you? You know, with the guilt. It's all right. I admit some nights I'm afraid to sleep because of the nightmares. But you know, the work keeps me busy, so I don't think about it as much. And making things, sometimes serving people, it feels like I'm a bit cleaner in a way. Not that I've paid for what I did or ever will, but like maybe it doesn't matter as much as I felt it did.
What are those paintings?
Sure, Chrono, that's fine.
What are those bubbly things?
You mean, I don't know what you mean, my head hurts. So he's him, and he's him, but then he came first, or he did. But if he did, then, ow.
What did he say?
Well, because these two guys, I'm really glad you found this for him. Thank you. I'm glad too. Thank you for pushing me toward it. Yay, Rin. So first of all, these things are dyes. They have like different dyes that they use to dye clothing and stuff. So there's blue, green, dye like, you know, yeah, like tie-dye. So you've got like a deep red. They don't have shirts to sell. The stuff that they have to buy, I'm already wearing. So I gave him that. Should find out if he has anything interesting. It's like a donkey, except it's huge. How's Cody's apprenticeship working out? He's a bit rough around the edges, but all in all, he's doing well. The boy really is quite gifted for this sort of work. What if I did give him this shop? After Sunderman leaves, of course. Maybe I could find my dear Augur again. Still working out alright. Getting better every day. Nice. Yeah, those are dye vats. It's the face of a statue, a woman. And what is this place? The Shrine of Chila. Alright, well, I'll deal with that once I'm done with the...
You want it done right.
There's this, and then there's this, and there's this. But I don't want to go to those places yet.
Why are you going down there again?
Because we haven't finished with that down here. There's other stuff to find. We have to finish with a little Nihilish and then go up there. When you have a game that has a lot of quests to do, it helps me to keep it organized to try to do as many as you can in one area and finish them off before going to the next one. Because otherwise, when you have this many quests, you can kind of get confused about where you're supposed to go next.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use Cody to open them all. Sorry, not doing it. That's the one that I just talked to. See, he feels really guilty for what he did, but I'm not going to talk to him now that he's finally got something good working for him. Oh, excuse me, Bitsweet. I need to save this. Alright.
I'll handle it.
Can we see that new mom?
Persia.
I feel guilty. I bet.
Remember that.
Do you feel guilty? Why not? You should. This striking woman towers over you. Though she seems gaunt and her skin is pale, even whitish, she still has a healthy glow that shines through a layer of dirt and grime. A flat circle of metal is affixed to her forehead, showing through her long blonde hair. At your approach, she begins to flex and tense, not in fear, but in preparation to fight. Her heavy armor is scarred by energies and battered by blades, but it seems to have retained its integrity. The sigil of 2 crossed swords is etched into the breastplate. She glowers. Have you come to beat the poor prisoner? Then be ready to tell your friends about the day Herja bested you. Or have you come to question me? Tell Garkodo that my answer is unchanged. He can rot in his soup. I would appreciate an honest soup. The food they provide here would shame a Murden. Now the mutants have enlisted humans to make me confess. They are sick. I don't work for Garkodo. I'm a visitor to this place. My apologies, then. The mutants demand that I confess to a crime I did not commit, and I thought they were sending a human this time to break my will. It will be good to speak of other things with a true-blooded human. What are you doing here? These mutants have accused me of a crime. They tell me that I must confess to this imaginary horror before they will let me go. So here I sit, rotting away, whilst they ask me to choose between the truth and my freedom. I choose to honor the truth. They have no laws and no souls. There can be no crimes against them. Whoa, whoa, slow down here. What exactly did you do? The exit's over there. You could overpower them. Why don't you just leave? Prince Garkodo has cast a spell on me. Here, let me show you. You see? But in case you think I jest with you, I'm confined to this space until I confess. Test it for yourself. You wave it through the air. You feel nothing. Now step back. You do, and at the exact same point where she rebounded from the air, her hand is torn from yours. They have to have their criminal. I suppose I fit their bill.
What do you mean?
Why have you been imprisoned? So she's been imprisoned for committing some crime, and they put like a force field around her so she can't escape until she confesses. but she says that she didn't commit this crime and she doesn't want to confess. Because they require someone to blame for some deaths among their people, and they chose me. The scum looked for someone different from them, and I happen to be nearby. Ha! At this point, I'm inclined to show them what kinds of horrors I could visit upon them. I will not confess to him. It's too great a risk. I don't know. It looks like just a hood, maybe. I want to talk about the allegations against you. The mutants claim that I poisoned them. A number of them died, and they decided I was to blame. That is all they are, allegations. Garkoto has no right to imprison me. I don't think you're telling me everything. The mutants must have some reason to be suspicious of you. And that's why I tell you with the power of 100%.
Nice.
Yes, it's true that I poisoned their water. What? You poisoned their water? I could not enter Nihilesh itself, but I had heard of this bastard offshoot of their clan. I wanted to slay one of the Fahat. I took the journey from the Steadfast under considerable peril, and I brought death with me. They're not human. They are not. Surely I did right by my people. This is the first time that I've tried something like this. I do not regret what I did. The mutant prince wishes to see me show remorse, but he will not have the satisfaction. What? You can't poison people. What's that sigil on your armor? This is the symbol of the Angulan Knights. The crossed blades represent our ability to step beyond the laws of nations in order to deal true justice. We seek to reclaim the world for humanity's light. Yeah, because true justice, nothing says true justice like poisoning somebody's water. That's true justice, for sure.
Get out.
The symbol of our order represents our willingness to step beyond the bounds of propriety and advance the cause of humanity. Actual humanity, you know.
Besides the water.
Wait, he is? Did he say something? Did Chrono Wolf say he was good to go? Chrono Wolf, are you good? I didn't see him say anything in chat yet. If we must take... And as for this, I'm now dealing with a fascist, obviously, so... I've heard this song before, dear, and it ended with something we call... Well, it ended with some pretty bad news. If we must take up the blade to mete out justice, we do not hesitate. Oh, so it pushed the chat up. Okay, sorry, I totally didn't see that. Sorry. Give me 1 sec, Chrono. I'll finish this up. Sorry. If we must take up the blade to mete out justice, we do not hesitate. We travel Midgard for the betterment of all, and those who oppose our mission soon see the error of their ways. In the steadfast, the order of truth itself blesses us. I am a knight marshal in our organization. I have proved myself many times over, and I will continue to do so as long as I draw breath. Our hunger for justice brings a great physical hunger as well. Our one council, I recall, they brought us fresh waters distilled from the dew of the mountains, roasted and spiced in exotic flaming cheeses. We do not ask anything of those we aid, but sometimes their largesse humbles me. What can you tell me about Garkoto? The mutant prince, I need to remember the mutant is both male and female, swims in its disgusting stew of a tank, bathing in its own filth, and somehow it summons powers that keep the rest of its creatures in line. They said Garkoto was a wizard. I didn't believe them until the mutant imprisoned me with its powers. Alright, so I gotta figure out how to get this person to confess, because...
It's powers, young lady. Fierce lady.
Let's see. The newborn maw feeds on guilt. If you want to know if Herja feels any remorse for her guilt, let her face the maw. There we go. Yeah, we're going to send Herja to the maw. You can enjoy that and see how it feels. Yes, this is a perfect trial for our prisoner. She can stand before the maw unless she has completely divorced herself from human feeling. The bloom will take its due, a fitting punishment. Once she has done this, she is free to go. You will find a disc on her forehead. Turn it 3 times with her shins to release her from her prison. Tell her that if she survives the maw, she has earned her freedom. What do you want to open the new maw? We are exiles here far from our home in Nihilesh. It is, pardon, we hope that the maw will open again in our fair city. But if it doesn't, it seems likely, we stand to profit a potential new trade route. Either way, we benefit. Okay, sounds good. So, all I need to do is wrap this up, Chrono. This is the last quest here. Wrap this up. I wouldn't have started this one if I had seen you had said something. So let's just wrap this up. Garkoto has agreed to release you, but only if you face the maw and allow it to draw out your guilt. Ha! I have nothing to confess or to regret, so the maw will find me a paltry meal. I accept your bargain. As a knight, I live by my honor, and it's my honor to put some miles between this place and me. A quick jaunt to the maw, and then I'll show my heels. Okay. Let's do it.
What's what?
He's a total smighead. Yeah, I know. I will tell you what I regret. Let the bloom do its worst. The spotted Dossie. I cared little for it, sister, but your sadness made me cry. No, they were mutants. I did what was right. I didn't mean for them to die, not like that. Not the children. I sold some of the metal before I crumbled into the air. I thought the dose was still toxic. Toxic it was, but not enough to drop them. That was the first time they ever seemed human to me. But the yellow woman, her tentacles, her sting, she cried and wailed, but she was a monster. Stopping more monsters from entering the world, we all agreed. We all agreed, but the children looked as human as any. When we brought the tunnel down on the diggers, I could hear their cries through the rubble. Rather than offer mercy, I gave them fire to steal away their breath. I herded the weeping families into the spire, even though I knew the resonances of the chamber would slowly shiver them.
What is she doing?
I hated them, I thought, but it was only because I feared my fellow scorn. She's admitting her guilt. See, she really did feel guilty over what she did when she poisoned the water. They were human in every way that matters. What have I done? I called down the threshers. I stood guard with my blazing spear to keep the fathers from saving their children. I laughed at their cries. I am a greater monster than ever they were. I deserve a death worse than I gave them. She's about to end her life. No. Nope, 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 nope. The whole point of this is not for you to kill yourself. That's not the point. You grab her wrist, and her pain-filled eyes focus on you. Let's see. Nope. Not this time. I am so sorry.
Updated my journal.
Well, you should be sorry. But you're not dead. I don't want you to be dead. I want you to be sorry.
But he did feed her guilt?
Yeah, that's what he was draining her guilt. He wasn't feeding on her. He was feeding on her guilt. Well, sorry, Descalte, but I do have a 9-year-old next to me. So I hope people can understand. As the air stirs around you slowly at first, and then a gust as the maw begins to open, expelling atmosphere from an alien world into Little Nihilish. A black tunnel opens. There's the maw. Where does it lead? To the vast interior. Well, we will find out more about that, but we're not going to do so now. Because we have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken... Oh wait, that's not the vast interior. That's the Lost Anchorage. That's what those people were looking for. Remember the people that were back at the I don't know if you were here when that happened, but there were 3 sailors that were talking about wanting to go to their home because that was where they belong. That they live in the Lost Anchorage, and that's where this leads. So now they'll be able to go home to the Lost Anchorage. Another ARV cliffhanger. I specialize in them, don't I? Yeah. So now I'm going to go back to deal with them, but I'm not going to do it now. Because I want to get Chrono started here. Search a construct for anything useful. Reach into the Hulk.
Poor her. She was really upset.
Yeah, she
Poor
was really...
children.
She was really guilty, for sure. But...
Why was she going to die?
because she was going to try to hurt herself because she was so guilty. I'm jumping through this, watching the sphere at work. Sorry, I forgot. Come back. Come back. Gonna work some more. Inspect the construct. Okay. I may be able to fix that somewhere else. Alrighty. Actually, wait. Will I be able to give this back to them later at a point when I do? Good. Lovely. Alright. So, people who are doing this, because it's going to be 2 weeks till I play this next. So, if people could remind me that next time I play, that the first thing I wanted to do was go talk to those people and tell them that the way to the Anchorage is free, I would very much appreciate it. That went pretty well. That was a very productive session. A lot of stuff happened. I'm very glad that went down exactly the way I wanted. I do want her to feel guilty, but I didn't want her to hurt herself. I just want her to feel guilty so she learns from it, hopefully, and doesn't do it again. All right. Well, that is going to... Yeah, I know. The poor kids that she did that to. So that is going to do it for me and for my wonderful daughter. But if you guys liked what you saw and heard, I hope you will consider following this channel. I hope you'll consider subbing to GOG and getting the awesome emotes here. Sub stuff gets split among all of the streamers, so that's good. See, you can't even get it above my head right now. I'd have to duck it and do that. See? There you go. Yes, and you can also check out my channel if you like. Go over to my channel. I have my new sub emotes there. So if you go over to Arvin Elleron and follow there, you can sub there, support the Patreon there if you want, all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to be on next on that channel on Friday with my voiceover stream of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations with my voice team, the R Vocalists. So that's going to be awesome. And then Saturday is going to be more D&D with the Infinity and Beyond cruise. That's going to be a good time. We're probably starting kind of late, baby, so you may be in bed. So we will see. But anyway, if you want to see more of this lovely child, you'll see her a fair bit on my channel as well. And Mini Arv, who occasionally makes a cameo appearance as well. As for me, on this channel, I'll be back in 1 week with episode 88 of Pen and Pixels and D&D Storm King's Thunder with the GOG stream team, which is represented by Darksaber, Pyron Jade, and of course, oh my God. I literally was going to start with this person and then they went right out of my head. Screaming Joypad. I said that because I was literally Screaming Joypad was up on the side of my screen and I was going to say Screaming Joypad and then I completely forgot because I'm like, I already said him. Screaming Joypad, who was also in my other D&D session, and Pyron Jade and Darksabers. That's happening 1 week from today on Tuesday. But otherwise, please stick around now for Chrono Wolf, who is going to be playing Fallout 3. He's going to be giving you some of his awesome Fallout 3 knowledge with the incredibly modded stream. So please stick around for him. Very entertaining streamer, good guy, good friend, and you guys should check him out and stick around because he's awesome. With all that said, that's going to be it for me. Thanks everybody. You guys are the best, and I will catch all of you wonderful people a week from today on this channel, or sooner than that on my channel on Friday. Until then, thanks everybody. Be good to each other. Have a good night.